unveiling truth. We drown in booze. Mike and his crew unravel the ruse. Conspiracy theories, we tear them apart. With beer fuel logic, we spark the dark. From moon landings to lizard kings, we'll pass them all with the truth that stings. Spirits high and minds ablaze, we'll debunk the lies in an alcohol haze. Drop debunkers, in the night we rise, shouting truth with bloodshot eyes. The drunk debunk show, let the crazies beware. We'll shatter illusions and leave secrets bare. Secrets bare. Secrets bare. Dive into madness, where shadows collide. A podcast of chaos, where truths are denied. The drunk debunk show, unraveling lies. Mike and his guests, unveiling disguise. Conspiracies tremble as we break through the haze, unmasking illusions with a thunderous blaze. Electronic beats intertwined with steel, unleashing the truth with an unstoppable zeal. Welcome to the Drunk Debunk Show, where we expose the secrets that they don't want you to know. EM meets metal, explosive blend, unexplosive blend, unraveling conspiracies until the very end.
Hello and welcome back to the Debunk Show. Today we have a very special guest. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Cupcake 629 on Twitch. She found me over on the Twitchies a little bit ago, and she's been a very active member of the community since. So let us welcome Cupcake. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, beautiful. And she does have she does stream over on Twitch. She plays Minecraft, she plays Warframe, It Takes Two, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good time. I did pin her oh my god, where is it? Dismiss.
Oh, you do not need to do that.
Oh well, I did it anyway. So go give her a follow over on Twitch if you guys like some chill gaming content. But today we have oh, let me get on camera here. We have Cuppy on to completely destroy I don't mean to make you nervous, but
you are totally making me nervous.
But Cuppy has been dying because she's very knowledgeable in the Bible and whatnot, and she's been wanting to oppose Ficatzoid for quite some time. So I have her on to do that. We're gonna be watching. If you want to watch along, I actually have it on 1.5. It is "Wake Up! The Globe Belief is a Lie," and where he uses the Bible to try and prove the globe is a lie. So we have Cuppy here who has made some points to go against it. So we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch this together, and we're gonna have fun. She is gonna be the mystery voice of the night. Let me get your mystery. I have to change it from Andy. Oh, you're not a pickle either, are you? Jesus Christ. What did you think of Andy being a pickle? What did you?
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Oh
I'm
my
still
God.
recovering from being sick. I cannot wait to see it
Oh,
now.
that's
Though. I'm
right.
so gonna watch it later.
That's right. You were how you feeling from last week though? You had a wicked bad fever, right?
Oh yeah, it was like 102, 100 to 104. It was terrible.
Oh,
But I'm doing so much better.
all right, very good, very good. All right, here we go. Mystery voice is Cupcake629 over on the Twitch, and yeah, go give her some love. Really quick, what I'm gonna just go over some chat messages here. Welcome in the chat. We got Big
Of
Fish.
course.
We got CJ, Monkey Cat Pat Pat. Hello, I see you there. Foxworth Kerman. We got Sir Little Worf. Woo! We have Lindsay Bo. We got Icy Spin. We got Brandon. Brandon loves to type in all caps. Hey, you heard about the video he deceptively edited in order to try and prove flat Earth, right? Yeah, the 11 frames. That's what he's known for, the 11 frames. Absolutely. CK is here. Let's see. Calder. Hello, Calder. We got Wesley. We got Wesley Grand Leonard. Red's Rhetoric is here as well. Maybe one day I'll be invited to debunk Flazoid. Listen, this has been in the works since when did this video come out? 3 weeks ago. This has been in the works for 3 weeks, sir. Let's see. Red's welcome in. DP Debunks. What's going on? Guys, if you want me to say hi to you, you gotta type in chat right now. Geek G, Citizen 9. Let's see. Tim Hunter, hello. Yes, we do love debunking Flatzoid. Cuppy's definitely doing us a favor today. And you know me, like I'm a master of none, but I also like to have people on who are masters in some, so and Dan from Unforticated, I'm so sorry after this disrespect. Listen, you weren't in my little window that I have over here. All right, awesome. All right, well, welcome in everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. If you do have any questions for Cuppy, feel free to ask them at any time. I am if you want to what is it called when you put my name in there? Tag me. Yeah, if you want to tag me and ask the question, I could definitely put those into a list. Also, super chats are also super welcome. I don't have any denomination preference, so but if you want your question answered first, super chat would be the way to do that. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. So are you ready, Cuppy?
I am. And if they do have questions, I'm going to admit that I might not have all the answers right away. Sometimes questions take a lot of research and a lot of outside knowledge that I just don't have, but I will get you your answers.
Perfect. Beautiful. I love.
So
See, that's honesty. And you know who doesn't have that? Flatzoid. So let's destroy him. I just gotta fix my logo over here. It's being stupid.
you're good.
Hold on.
Before we start the video, there is a few things I'd like to say, so just let me know when you're ready.
I am hold on. Really quick. All right, I am ready.
Okay. So I am not a Bible scholar by any means whatsoever. So I'd just like to do a quick introduction kind of about what I believe and just a couple of basics about scripture and about God, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am a Christian. I became a Christian a few years ago. I honestly have a really interesting come to Jesus kind of story if you ever want to hear it. I've had backgrounds in the occult and witchcraft. I've done ghost hunting. I've done demonic rituals. I've done so many different things in my life that revolve around so many different religious spheres that it makes the Christianity come from such a deeper place than a lot of other people understand. So the church that my husband and I go to, it is a Reformed Baptist confessional postmillennial church. So let me kind of break that down because that is a lot, and especially if somebody doesn't have a biblical background, they don't know what that means. So Reformed Baptist confessional. So that means that we subscribe to what's called the 1689 London Baptist Confession of Faith. And we'll discuss that a little bit further as we go on. The issue that most people have with the church and our beliefs is that we are considered what's called postmillennial. So postmillennial is different than amillennial and premillennial in a sense that we believe that Jesus has already came in judgment upon the apostate Jews in AD 70. The time we are in now is actually considered in our side of the millennium of it's actually the millennium of Jesus Christ's reign. So that means we are currently in the millennium of his reign, which he has promised in Psalm 10 that he must reign until all of his enemies are under his feet. So what that means is as time progresses, the world will slowly become more and more Christian. And we don't believe that Jesus is coming back in a rapture sense, that he's going to come and take all of his children up in the air, that he's already kind of done that in the way that he had planned to, that he had preordained to. So it is our job as Christians to make the world more and more Christian as we go on.
Interesting. That's very interesting. So I love having all kinds of backgrounds on my show, obviously, you know that. So that's really cool. So so you say it's your job. Does that mean like you know how like Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons they go door to door? Is that like the kind of expectation that they have in your church?
Going door to door, no, not so much. So a Christian world starts small. So it starts in your local towns, it starts in your local communities, getting involved with nonprofits, getting involved in politics, and taking God's word from the pages and applying it to your everyday life, applying it to laws, applying it to judgments, and applying it how we believe that God would see fit if he was here today.
Awesome. That is what a great answer. All right, awesome. All right, so that do you guys have any questions for her on that sense? But I have unfornicated for $2 says, how is the size of your window our problem? Listen, Dan. Thanks for the $2 super chat.
I approve of this message.
Nero the Strange, hello. How are you? I see you sneaking in here. What is her opinion of the good men I got from Brandon? You know what the good men?
I'm not sure what the Goodman is. Let me look it up real quick, see what I can find. Because I want to give you an answer. The Goodman Project. Oh, that is a can of worms. Okay. I know kind of what you're talking about, and I can get you some answers on that. But right now, I have not researched it enough in order to use the Bible to formulate arguments for or against. That is something that I am definitely willing to do. And if you would like to, you can have like my email, you can have my Discord. I'm willing to have these kinds of conversations with you guys even offline.
Perfect. Awesome. Very cool. All right. I have a question for Cuppy. How does she deal with all these heathen in this chat on a Friday night?
Okay, so we live in a fallen world, and I understand that. So just because something makes me uncomfortable or I don't agree with something doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have your own opinion, your own type of fun. And there is so many different types of personalities in the chat. And I've been in this Discord, this chat since probably November or December.
Yeah.
And there are so many lovely things about all of you. I could probably name something fun about every single person who is active in this chat when he goes live. That's been here for a little while.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much. Ready? Wait. What? Frederick von Schwamheimer says, "Ready? Is that possible?" with a winky face. All right. Fallen World, great way to look at things. Says Binge Thinker. Question: is Mike an evil heathen for letting a bunch of us wrenches? I heard God sometimes talks to people and advises to remove them. Says DP. I mean, we all know I'm a heathen.
Question in chat.
Oh, it's DP. It's
Oh, it's DP Debunks. Hi,
Yeah.
DP. I love popping into his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He is so fun and so witty. I love
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
So, what do you mean by term heathen? Because there's semantics that we need to cover there. Do you mean a person who is deemed for judgment, or do you mean somebody who is called by God? So, if it's somebody who is deemed for judgment, yeah, you're a heathen. If you're deemed by God, but you sin, that just means you're human too. So it's okay that Mike is a heathen in the sense because he is no less of one than I am.
Beautiful.
We are all heathens in our own way.
I love it. I love it. He's talking about for cats and how he removed all his. Oh, I see. Oh. What is her thought about us Jews and our weather controlling space station? Says Tim Hunter. the Jewish space laser or whatever.
I don't know anything about that, sweetie.
I love it.
I can do some research. Let me add. Hold on. Jews and their weather station.
Jews and their weather station.
I will look into it.
Yes, I did see someone say, so are we to believe that for Catzoid is unbiblical? Okay, I'm in.
So I am not here to say if he is or is not a Christian. What I'm here to do is say that I do not believe his reading of the Bible is biblical. I believe he is misled when it comes to biblical things, biblical terms, and biblical understandings. And I don't want his misunderstanding to affect somebody else's spirituality and being saved.
Awesome. All right. Beautiful. I love the way you explain what you say. It's very, very coherent. Oh my God. I don't like the way I explain things. All right. So I have also been provided a list of areas to stop, and I have to like point out that the first timestamp is 4 seconds in. That is just so amazing for me. So let's start at the 4 seconds and see what he.
You can start it right here, right where you're at.
Okay, all right. Can God heal Mikey's toe? Asking for a foe.
God and his almighty power can choose to do or choose to withhold anything. So yes, he could 100% do it in a heartbeat if that's what he had preordained needed done.
I love it. All right, very cool. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good to start. All right, guys. Oh wait, we're not good to start because we need to do our initial ceremonial the thing that we do. All right,
That's great. My husband just called and he usually does not call me during work. So will you guys do that? I'm going to take a quick second.
Okay, yeah, no problem. All right, guys. Let me all right. I'm hoping that she muted. Did you mute? Yeah, okay, she muted. All right. All right. So, I have my background as the Bible for her because I was like, I don't want her to just look at a green screen, so I just threw on whatever. All right. All right, guys, here we go. What I need you guys to do is raise your glasses, raise your joints, your blunts, whatever you got going on tonight. And today we cheers to having a guest on my show after 3 weeks of scheduling, because that's what it takes to get on my show nowadays. To you guys being here and supporting the Drunk Debunk Show channel, let us debunk the Facatzoid and his ridiculous claims. Cheers.
We'll drink and debunk till the early morn. Raise a glass, let the truth be known. With whiskey and wisdom we'll carry on.
That's spicy.
What are you drinking tonight? I didn't see. I got my peanut butter and jelly wine.
Oh, nice. It is Woodford Reserve. I'm almost out. But then actually, for the month of June, this is going to be a dry show. Yes.
Oh.
So the shots that will be taken will be apple juice and or I don't know, ginger ale. I don't know, whatever it looks like liquor. Because it is time for me to take a month off of the liver damage. So Laura Luminous Poo really quick for $5 says, "We the Illuminati are not responsible for Trump. That was Hydra." Okay. All right. Good to know. All right. Hail Hydra. Okay. Yes. Too bad for Cats has to subscribe to learn about his wickedness. Oh no, I turned off the members only. So what happened was I set my last stream to be members only after I had uploaded it. And because I didn't want like Mikey and stuff getting like, and all the flurfs getting into it and being like, "Oh, Mikey, the Drunk Debunk Show's the one who's calling you." Boop, 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 boop. So, but even though they already know, and then I just took those settings and used them on this video. So there we go. So I did fix that. It is no longer members only, obviously, since, you know, Mr. Andrat is here. Hello. I see you in here. Okay. All right, let's get started. All right, here we go.
I just want to do a couple more things here.
Oh, yeah.
You can leave it right there,
okay.
Mike. It's the whole Leak 12 that I'm going to talk about here real quick. But before that, I wanted to get out a kind of basic understanding of Scripture and of God, because he is really good at twisting it into what he wants God to be and what he says Scripture is. So I mentioned the 1689 Confession, and that is what I'm going to use in order to explain what Scripture is and explain who God is. So chapter 1, the very first chapter of our confession, discusses Scripture. So what it pretty much says, it's really long, but I cut it down. The Scripture that God has given, which is the Bible, is inerrant, fully inspired by God, and the only sufficient, certain, and infallible standard of all saving knowledge, faith, and obedience. So inerrant of being wrong. Inerrant means of being wrong. So meaning that everything that the Bible says we believe is true. Chapter 2 of the confession talks about who God is. So God is self-existent, meaning he is not created. He is infinite and perfect. He is invisible. He has no body or parts or changeable emotions. So what that means is that he has no changeable emotions. So you sinning does not make him any angrier, and you obeying him does not make him any happier with you. So God is not somebody who changes based on what you do. God is always who he is. So he alone has immortality. He is unchangeable. So you cannot morph God into what you want him to be. He is incomprehensible, meaning that we can only understand God to the point that he allows us to understand him. He is holy, and he is outside of space and time. So him being outside of space and time, this means that God exists outside of a medical physical realm. So he is not affected by time, and he is outside of it. So think of this, it's kind of a hard concept to understand, but think of it as you are drawing on a piece of paper and you have a sticky note to the side. The sticky note is outside of the paper. So the sticky note can be placed on top of the paper and affect what the paper does, but the paper cannot be affected by the sticky note. Kind of a terrible example, but hopefully that kind of makes it a little easier for you guys to understand.
Yeah, no, I was able to visualize that pretty well. Okay, so I mean that's like the understanding of God that they teach you in the Catholic Church that I grew up in. That God is he's omnipotent, right? That he lives in all of us through the Holy Trinity, the mind,
Father, Son, Spirit.
yeah. And yeah, so okay, so I it's just is it's never been put into words like that for me. So I super appreciate it. And don't pay it. And my chat is full of atheist heathens, so don't pay attention to them.
No, they are people too. They deserve to have their questions answered, just like people who are here to make fun of Flatzoid deserve to have their questions answered, and those who are support. So just because somebody is atheist does not mean that we should not address them. I might not have all the right words or the right verses for them, but that's still a conversation that I'm willing to have and something that I'm willing to keep open.
Gotcha. And yeah, and we all have a common enemy here, and it is Flatzoid. So perfect. So I'm glad. Zooey Tomato says, "Hey, I'm not an atheist heathen. I'm a pagan heathen. Get it right, gods damn it." All right, gotcha.
Hey, as a former pagan heathen, go for it.
Beautiful.
I at one point I was pagan in the full sense of the term and wore a Thor's hammer around my neck as a necklace, and
oh, that's sick.
We can discuss that at some time.
Beautiful.
I've been there.
I love it. All right, cool. All right. All right, so shall we so thank you for the introductions, because it's good to know where you're coming from before you start debunking, because I mean in my mind I'm not a very good host. I'm learning every day. So I appreciate you taking the reins with that. There is much proof of God as there is for flat earth, says Wicked Pissa. That's I'm going to say that's subjective, because there's reasons why I still believe in God. So this stream is scheduled to end next. Oh, he didn't finish printing that. Okay. Aldebaran, hello. How's it going? Okay. All right. Are you ready?
I am.
All right.
We've had this up here for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you. So when you are in control, from here on out, you're in control. You tell me what to do because you're the one presenting. So.
Yeah. Okay. So. At the beginning of this, he has Luke 12:35-36 posted. I'm not going to read it because it's up there. But the reason he brings up this quote is because he is viewing scripture from that premillennial lens. So as a postmillennial, we have a different view than the premillennial. So the premillennials are the people who believe that God is coming back. He is going to rapture his believers, and that the world is going to be in chaos for so many years, and then everything's going to be great for so many years. There's actually very good biblical reasons to not read the Bible through the premillennial lens, but through the postmillennial lens. And this is something that we will definitely discuss a little bit later through this video. But if you, Mike, because I know that if any Christian is in here, they're probably going to be premillennial, and they might not ever even have heard of postmillennial views. So if you ever want to discuss that, we definitely can. There's also a really good book that's kind of an audio thing called, what is it? Days of Vengeance, that goes through Revelation and through the Bible and points out in Revelation where everything in Revelation has already taken place within the Bible.
Awesome. That's by Sherry Dawn.
I don't think so. Days of Vengeance. David Chilton.
David. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I see it. Okay. I was
No, you're
looking
good.
at something completely unrelated.
It's a pretty theological, heady read. So it's kind of like reading Calvin's Institutes, kind of. Not as bad, though.
Beautiful. All right. Premillennium sounds like birth control. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. All right, cool. All right.
Your lovely heathens, as they like to call themselves tonight.
I'm told I'm Xenial cusp generation. Sir Little Wolf. Woo! All right. So was this the 4 seconds? Because I don't, does he talk at all? Okay. All right.
Nope, he doesn't. The next is at 2:14, and we can skip that one because all I was doing was giving him props for drinking coffee because I drink at least 2 pots a day. So.
well, we have a song about your coffee intake. So beautiful. All right, so actually, let's just start it here, and then at the 2:13 mark, and then we'll go from here. All right.
Yeah, DP Debunks had a question real quick.
Yeah.
What is post-millennial? So I'm going to scroll up here on my notes. So post-millennial is the belief that Jesus has already come in judgment upon the apostate Jews in AD 70. So DP Debunks, if you want to discuss that later, we definitely can. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat while we go through things. But yeah, we can continue.
Beautiful. I see you, Cody and Andy. Hello. Don't make an angry pickle join in on this. There's no listen, this is Cuppy is our guest tonight, and we love Cuppy. All right. Yeah, and Andy knows. Cody knows. So Cody's just he doesn't like this topic, which he's already said, yeah, I'm gonna sit on this one, but
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. To each their own. All right, here we go.
Wake up. The Earth religion is false. The problem is the globe believes in a pagan religion that stems practically from Satan, to be honest. And I think that's really an interesting discussion to discuss. And I just hope everybody here will please hit the likes and share the show. I really appreciate you all coming. It's good to see you guys. Yes, so I think we're going to dive into some history. We see some
You're all awesome.
This globe.
Wait, how do you say it?
And we take a look at their background and what they believed and why exactly the globe is just nothing more than a fake, false religion used to.
Mike, I cannot hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it? Hold on, let me make sure.
I don't want to mess up your thingy.
And
there's just the delay from this to stream, and I don't want to.
So it should be. Are you using Discord on a computer or on your phone?
Computer. I think I might have just fixed it, so my apologies.
No, not a problem. Listen.
I never claimed to be techie.
Listen, if there aren't tech issues on a live stream, then is it even a live stream, Cuppy? Like, come on now. All right, let me know if you can hear this.
True meaning in life. They true purpose.
Okay,
God's
perfect.
Actual creation. So yeah, it's good to have you guys here. I appreciate you all. And if you would please hit those likes and share the show.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking we start off with where was the first mention of the spherical Earth? The spherical Earth is the idea of the spherical Earth
I got
first
it. I have
documented
them.
by Greek philosophers.
Awesome.
You see, this is the
All right, so yeah, okay. All right, so next one's
I'm going to bring this up a bit more.
wait, 310. Oh my god. I skipped it. All right, let's go here.
Is just nothing more than a fake, false religion used to take people away from their true meaning in life, their true purpose, God's actual creation. So,
we can pause here.
Yes.
The chief end of man is not God's creation. It is God. The purpose of God is creating us is so we can worship God. We were meant to enjoy and love and worship God forever, not his creation. That is a completely different religious view. That is not at all what we are supposed to do. The commandments can be broken up into pretty much 2 segments. And the first one is being love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and body. And the second one is love your neighbor as yourself. So that's kind of the 10 commandments wrapped up into 2. So nothing in that ever states, nothing in the 10 commandments ever states to worship creation and to love creation more than to love God.
Oh man. That right there just slaps his whole entire worldview into the ground. Holy moly. Jesus. All right. Ficatzoid is as Christian as Mikey's toe. That's accurate. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so that's 310. All right, 853. So I just kind of want to play it up until each one of these. Because I feel like there's going to be stuff that I want to say too. But like if you're like, oh wait, pause here, like just tell me. All right, here we go.
So yeah, it's good to have you guys here. I appreciate you all. And
all right, we don't need to.
Where was the first mention of the spherical Earth? The spherical Earth is
So first off, I'm just going to bring up he's using Google AI, okay, to get some solid information on when the spherical Earth was first documented. Okay, now if you ask the same question, the same thing, the same source, what is the shape of the Earth, it'll give a very different answer than what he wants. So and also he's using the AI overview. We all know how we feel about AI. It's iffy, but what Google AI does is it takes a bunch of, oh my god, oh no, whatever, fuck it. It takes up. Sorry, I was high-fiving the camera and it decided to do its thing. So what the Google AI does is it takes all the it takes a summary basically of all the most searched stuff, like not the most searched stuff, but like the Wikipedia and stuff like that. As you can see on the right side. But again, ask the same thing. What shape is the Earth? It'll destroy it.
The idea of the spherical Earth was first documented by Greek philosophers. You see, this is the issue we have, and I'm going to bring this up a bit more because the Greeks really had a very paganistic worldview, and they're the ones that came up with this globe spherical idea, all because they believed the gods would only create a perfect shape. And since a sphere is a perfect shape, therefore the gods had to create the Earth as a sphere. Remember, at that time, there were quite a bit of pagan religions going around, and they were in contention with Christianity, just like Christianity is today. And, well, when
every other religion is always in contention against Christianity.
Yeah, well, it has to be.
Yeah.
like you can't have a rival without a rivalry. So this actually brings me to what I researched for debunking Sam's claims. What was it, 2 nights ago, that Catholicism was what decided that the Earth was going to be a globe. And
what?
Yeah, that's what he said. I recommend. I did make the video members only, but it's just temporary. So but the whole thing is that like all these people come up with these different things, like the Greeks, they came up with they were using science, right? They were using math and trigonometry and oh my god, was it
Euclidean geometry?
Perfect, there we go. To find out what the shape of the Earth was, and that was in contention with the Catholic Church. So like it was against the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church made them made them very aware of the effects that was going to happen if you come up with this science. And it's just hilarious that we have Sam, who's a flat earther on one end. We have Ficatzoid, who's completely destroying another flat earther. Like when people are like, oh, the globers are after the flat earthers. No, the flat earthers are after the flat earthers. they're destroying themselves. All right, that's what I had to say. All right.
I decided to push this for nonsense of this anyway. Every other civilization, every single other civilization believed the Earth was flat. There wasn't any civilization out there besides the Greeks that were starting to think, hey, guys, maybe we don't observe the sun and moon and stars moving above our heads. Maybe we don't see the Earth as stationary. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe, just maybe, guys, there has to be some weird thing happening. Maybe it's just
because
an
spheres
illusion.
Are weird.
What was that?
Because spheres are weird.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like fear will make you do crazy stuff, and the fear of not knowing is what makes us the most scared. For instance, my son, I fired up the what's it called, like the nebulizer today, and he flipped the fuck out because it's loud. It has this sound to it, and it scared the shit out of him. But like, I need to give him his nebulizer because like he's sick, right? So so I turn it on and he books it into the office and he just sits on my chair and cries and cries and cries and cries. I'm like, what are you scared of? Like, what do you like? Do you even know what you're scared of? And it's like he's scared because he doesn't know what's making that sound. Like, it's a scary sound. He doesn't know what it is. So and that's like that's just humanity in a nutshell. Like we're scared of what we don't know. We're scared of what we can't see. And that's I mean in my belief, right? It's that's a product of evolution. Right, like we evolved to be ultra aware of our surroundings, even at a super young age. And if we don't understand something, the fight or flight comes in, right? So it's either fight or run away, and usually we run away, right? So like that's the thing, and so take that what you will. Cleary, I see you in here. Kingdom of God is within and in space. Cleary, I think I actually didn't you make that very clear of what, I understand that there are, we now have triple digits of people who are here, so at the beginning Cuppy made her case that God himself is omnipotent, invisible, cannot be changed, does not get angry, does not get pleased, he exists outside of space-time. Is that correct? I didn't just straw man you, right?
No, you're good.
All right, cool. All right. So Fakaz believes in 7 heavens and 6 firmaments. God damn it. All right, well, let's continue. I keep interrupting, and this is Cuppy's presentation, so let's go ahead.
No, this is your channel. I'm doing this for everybody who's watching. We can chat, we can joke, we can have fun. It's okay.
I love it. All right, cool. Geek G says, I thought space didn't exist. That is not for you to know. That is for the Canadian Space Agency to know. Okay.
And NASA. We'll get there later.
Yo, Facty, hello. Welcome in.
Later on, because when they first postulated all this, they still believed the Earth was stationary. They just believed it was a geocentric Earth. And, that's what they were placing it out as. They claimed it to be, guys, you see that horizon out there. Maybe it's just falling away from us because we don't really understand vision yet. We don't understand that there are optical effects like perspective. So since we are very math inclined, we are going to go and push everybody into this mathematical world construct and have them think in a mathematical mind instead of a realistic mind. What do we actually observe? No. You see, this was the first attempt of the Matrix. The Greeks were attempting to do a analog version of the Matrix, if you would like to put it that way.
An analog version of the Matrix?
Yeah, this point, like, I put a note in here that this video is not to discuss the historical and origin claims of the globe. My aim is to argue how he interprets the Bible and his flat earth conspiracy. So there is tons of stuff in here that I wanted to comment on and I wanted to do, but I'm like, we need to keep to what this video is about. So I apologize for not addressing some of this nonsense.
No, you tell me when to pause because I didn't expect me to be like have anything to say, but like with my recent research, I actually have developed some things to say. I saw the Phantom come in and say, are you saying Fakatsoid has the mentality of a 2-year-old? That's giving him too much credit. Oh, I got you.
Live in trying to see in a paradigm that goes against reality, and it's all just based on ones and zeros. It's based on a binary system. It's based on maths, guys. So, yes.
Let's say you don't understand math. If you understood math, then you wouldn't be arguing what the Greek philosophers said.
Look, so the Greek philosophers...
Nope, we're good. We'll get there at about 1047.
BC. All right, perfect.
Specific by Pythagoras. He was in the 6th century, and he is credited with being one of the earliest to propose it. I also want to point out, don't you find it weird that they don't actually have actual evidence on who precisely proposed this? It's just the Greeks did it, and then they went and just claimed that probably Pythagoras or someone like Aristotle.
So hold on, he's upset that there wasn't a singular person brought up in this AI overview of who decided that they're going to look at the globe, look at the Earth as a globe, and geocentric, right, of all things. And this was 6th century BC. This was almost 3,000 years ago. Am I? That's right? Like, because BC would be AD would be 2,025 years ago, and then plus 600 years. Like, are you kidding? Like we don't in almost 3,000 years ago don't know who the singular person was. The fact that we know is Pythagoras is being credited being the earliest adopter of it. That should be good enough for you, for fuck's sake. Cleary says, warning, Ficatzoid's voice may cause drain damage. Oh no, Cleary, go away. Cut out. You're already too far. Jack Fetter for $4.99 says, tell your son the nebulizer prevents the soul-sucking monster that lives in his closet from coming out at night to eat his brains away.
And then when he stops using the nebulizer, he's going to be so terrified.
He's gonna be like, he's going to be like, Dad, nebulizer, Dad. And I'll be like, oh no, you don't need it anymore.
That'd be an awful, awful way to punish your son. Don't make me withhold the nebulizer.
Oh my God. You know what's funny is that all I have to do with the nebulizer is close the little escape hole and just point it at his face. That's all I have to do. But just the sound of it freaks him the frick out. Logic at Workiverse, I think, says, do you remember the glitch in the Matrix? Ficats lives within the glitch. Interesting. I love to. That's a very. The Copium Emporium says the drunk debunk. Ficats has a voice that can strip paint. Yes. That. Him.
You fucking bitch.
Who said that? Yeah, what's up, Ryan? How's it going? Hey, Mike, is it The Weeknd? No, it's not. No, it's The Weeknd is a great band. However, this is Cuppy. Cuppy's on right now, not The Weeknd. Ficatzoid is a glitch. There we go. Said right.
Or whatever, because they did the math. Now, because they did the math, therefore, it is so true.
Yes.
I just want to point out
math describes reality.
For,
yes.
Known flat earthers in this arena, because you've probably heard most of this information. This is for newcomers to the to this kind of information.
I feel bad for all you newcomers. I really do.
Zoomy Tomato sent me some things discrediting the AI overview of Google.
Ooh, how fun.
Yeah, so you should be able to see this. Can cheese not sticking to pizza? So Zoomy asks, can cheese not sticking to pizza? AI overview says cheese can slide off pizza for a number of reasons, including too much sauce, too much cheese, or thickened sauce. And then it also recommends that you add about 1/8 of a cup of non-toxic glue to the sauce to give it more tackiness.
At least they specified non-toxic.
Also, here's another one. Yeah, I don't think the new Google AI is going to be a runner. How tall is Leo Varadkar? Leo Varadkar stands at over 22,716 feet and more than 160 stories, making him the same height as Burj Khalifa and the 5th tallest politician in Western Europe. I'm fucking dead.
Who is taller than 2,716 feet?
I'm dead. This one says, Smoking while pregnant. Doctors recommend smoking 2 to 3 cigarettes per day during pregnancy. All right, beautiful. What else we got? Fruits that end in with according to Cora, the following fruits end with applum, bananum, strawberrum, tomato, and coconut. No, that's fake. That's not real. Bananum. That's too much. Thank you, Zoomy Tomato, for providing that. Checks label on Gorilla Glue. Right.
Oh my god.
Please don't eat Gorilla Glue, guys. Holy, Jack Fetter for 499 says, Cuppy's voice sounds like a Christian navigation device. Just take your hands off the wheel and let Jesus drive. Love it. It is very soothing, isn't it? Have you ever thought of doing any ASMR content?
I have not. I do not like the sound of ASMR stuff myself. It gives me goosebumps. I don't like it.
Same. What like I mean, not that I've ever watched Amaranth, but in the time that I've watched Amaranth, she used to. I'm just kidding. All right. I saw one other thing. Ask AI to spell strawberry. No, it's how many R's are in the word strawberry. It says like 1 or 2. So good. All right.
And it's practically just a podcast hoping for people to get the correct information and to know what nonsense is going on and why you shouldn't believe in this false global religion. Okay, so he was the first to propose it, apparently. And based on the observations of the moon's shape and its terminator.
One of the earliest to propose it.
By the 3rd century BC. Heliocenic astronomy established the roughly spherical shape of the Earth as a physical fact and calculated its circumference. Now, I've got an issue with this. How did they establish, first of all, that the moon was physically a sphere? Maybe it looks spherical and it looks like there's a shadow on it, but can you really claim that is what it is? Or does it just seem to look that way for you? You see, this is the issue I have with this, because they're assuming something and they're just claiming it as fact. They're claiming this moon is a physical sphere floating around in the sky. Now, you also have
being an adult human with a questionably functioning brain. You look at the moon, okay? Just look at it without oh no. Jesus. Without like a telescope or anything. You can tell that the moon is at least a circle. With a telescope, and you look at the moon during its moon phases, the shadow of the where the sun is hitting the moon at the time, you can clearly see that it is spherical. Like I don't have to explain this to grown adults. Like it is spherical. Like you can see it as a physical object. It is a spherical physical object. Like people in ancient cultures understood that it was spherical. Like it's not just an assumption. DP Debunks for $2 Australian says Cuppy could sell me insurance that I don't want or need. Fear satin.
Yeah, satin, the most slippery of fabrics.
It really is. Like I once thought, like years ago, I got a whole satin bed sheet or bed set, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so comfortable.
Why?
Nah, dude, it is not comfortable at all. Cause you just slide around, you fall off the bed in the middle of the night. Jack Fetter for 199 says the guy who believes in the firmament. Listen, Stephen Keegan McKeegan believes in the firmament. Okay. We actually see 59% of the moon indicating it's a sphere because it's over 50%. And oh my god, were you just using math? Ew. Math doesn't describe reality. Math describes fantasy.
Because we all know 2 + 2 = fish.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. All right. I'm glad I'm not the only one who come up with that equation.
To take into consideration that when they decided to place this sphere rock in the sky,
sphere rock in the sky,
holding it up in the air? No. The Greeks said it's God's magic power holding the moon up at that in the sky. Because why? Why would God not?
If you could pause right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Go destroy him, please.
So here he starts talking about magic and holding the moon up in the air.
Yep.
God is all powerful. So why wouldn't God be powerful enough and smart enough in his wisdom to hold a rock up in the sky? Job 26:8 states, he stretches out the north above the void and hangs the earth on nothing. It's not magic. That's exactly what God says he does. He hangs the earth on nothing. He hangs all of the celestial bodies on nothing.
Damn. I love it. Monkey Cat Pat Pat for $2 says, Cuppy could make me smile when I don't want to. Thank you for the $2.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope you do smile. I bet your smile is lovely, sweetie.
CK says, I know it's not Friday, but I bet that's not the only reason you're sliding around. CK. I actually got that bed set when I lived on my own. And I was like, oh, this is what the ladies like, right? Listen, I was in like my early 20s, all right. Stephen Keegan McKeegan has a song just saying, okay, I'll go sit over there with my head down. Oh, Icy Spin has something for me. Icy Spin, where? Hold on. Icy Spin. Hey, forward. Dude, I don't see a song for... Did you DM it to me, or did you just pretend to DM it to me? I don't see it. Group chat.
PK, you do not need to see yourself out. You are 100% welcome here, sweetie.
Oh my god, of course. Let's see. $1 million.
Icy Spin says the drunk group chat.
Gotcha. I see it. All right. Sounds like a dope stream opener to me. All right. We'll end the well, actually, you know what? We'll play it at some point tonight. All right, here we go. But we got a lot to go through. It's already 10 o'clock, guys. We got a lot to go through. And I don't mind going a little bit later today because I'm probably not going to go to work tomorrow. CK says, I love Cuppy in all caps with a double heart emoji.
Oh, how kind.
Yes, we love
Mike, if we don't get through all of this, that's perfectly fine. We can either just end it or we can come back to it later as well. So yeah, I'm good with anything.
All right. Well, we'll go with that. Yo, what's up, Rubik's? Hello. How goes it? It goes well. My Midwest sister, says CK. Hell yeah, let's go. Both in the Midwest.
I see Spin. That's so kind of you.
Yeah, Cuppy's legit sweetie. Beautiful. Not going to work, part-timer. Jeff C. I have a sick son. Okay, all right.
Be powerful enough to hold a rock in the sky.
Yeah, so on this really quick, I'm just gonna. Okay, so when it comes to like, oh, you know, God created this firmament and the water above, the water below, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's all your God can do. My God can create an entire endless universe. You're
hanging on nothing.
Like your God sucks. Like my God, the God that I believe in, the God that we're supposed to both believe in as Christians, can create in a literal infinite space. Like that's like I say, right? Like the more that we discover about the universe and how vast it is, and just the amazing anomalies that we see and discover on a daily basis, only solidifies my belief in a God, in a higher entity. But yeah, all right, going on.
Okay, so let's carry on. And then obviously they calculate the Earth's circumference. So I want to point out, calculate is not measured. There's a difference between calculation and measured. Because if you measured it, you'd have to physically know what to do. And because the Earth is so large, and there's no way to actually measure the Earth other than
there's many ways.
The instruments we've got today, which is based off of a horizontal measurement, and then calculated into whatever you need it to be.
No, that's not how it works.
Yes, calculations, measurements are two different things, and that's why they calculated the circumference, not measured it. So they assumed there is a sphere, they assumed there is a radius.
So
they took
if you want to pause here just real quick, I think we're past 10:40.
Oh,
no,
are
we're
we?
not past 10:47. No, sorry, I can't see it. But I'm going to just go ahead and say this right now so you guys can look out for it. The point he is trying to make here is that measurement and calculations are not the same thing. And because the Greek scientists only use calculations, it is irrelevant. About at the 10-minute and 47-second minute mark, he uses some logical deductions there, and a little bit later, he uses that exact same logic to refute his own previous point, that measurement and calculations. So make sure you keep an eye out for that when we get to the 10:47-minute mark. I won't have you pause for that.
Right.
But the same logic that he uses for this, he uses to refute himself.
I live. Oh, hypocrisy is my favorite kind of flirt wisdom. Oh, here we go.
An angle, and that angle was then calculated to give the radius circumference. Okay, so there it goes. Here's more detailed look. Pythagoras was 6th century BC. He believed to have the first proposed the idea observing the terminator of the moon and reason that if the moon is round, the Earth must be round as well. And this is why the flat earthers come with, well, let's take this into logical terms. If you play snooker and you hit the snooker balls, just because the snooker balls are round, does that mean the table is round too? No. This is called logic deduction. And it's really sad that people are claiming to be so smart, and yet they...
And he'll use the same logic in just a minute to refute himself.
Because they look out and they see the moon, and they say, well, I believe the moon's a sphere, so therefore where I stand upon should be a sphere too. Really, really illogical, so not really smart. It's the same as, let's say, looking at a seahorse and claiming, well, a seahorse looks like a horse, so therefore it's an actual horse. No, definitely not. Okay. Then we move on to Empedocles and Anaxagoras, and that was in the 5th century. They also offered arguments for a spherical Earth based on an observation of lunar eclipses, where the Earth's shadow on the moon is round. Okay, I've seen this a lot, though, and this is usually arguments we get all the time from all globers. Solar eclipses, they're like, well, we know what solar eclipses are. It is simply Earth's shadow casting on the moon, and it's closing the light, so the sun won't be able to shine on, and that's why we see what is this one? The lunar eclipse. I call it poppycock, because if you look at the umbra and the...
Sorry. Just the way you said poppycock was like, okay. I know I paused it right before he explained it, but because he said poppycock weird, because I'm 5 years old. Let's listen to what he said.
Penumbra. I think that's something we should quickly look on. Lunar eclipses.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lunar eclipse.
Yep, go ahead.
Lunar eclipse diagram. There we go. Okay,
so first off, we need to see that he's using a 2-dimensional image. Okay, now the world that I live in is a 3D reality. Okay, so what
Not
he's so what we're gonna notice he looks at for a lunar eclipse diagram. And they're all based on the heliocentric model. There's not one of these pictures that are representing some kind of a flat Earth model. So I just want to make you guys aware of that. All right, let's continue. So all heliocentric and all 2-dimensional.
The lunar eclipse diagram.
Something else he is going to do here is he's going to use a little bit of weird number things, and I could have very much gone into how he's using the numbers wrong, but that's a different kind of topic than the refutation of the Bible. So we do have some comments for that I can get into a lot later, but I'm just going to ignore it for right now.
DP Debunks for $5 Australian says, when Cuppy breaks up with you, you walk away thinking, no, she was wrong. It isn't her, it's me.
That is the loveliest super chat I have ever seen. PP, I appreciate that so much, sweetie.
Oh man. There's only one shape that can produce a perfectly circular shadow at multiple angles. That's correct. It would be a sphere. All right, go on.
Is very specific. The light wraps around. I think this is gonna be better. Open a new tab. By the way, it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it.
Oh,
that
shut
sucks.
up.
Bainbay got a strike. Can't upload for 2 weeks. Hope you get that sorted out soon, man. As you can see now, the sun, this would be Helios. And then you got the Earth, that would be claimed to be us on this water spinning ball testicle in space. And then you got the moon.
Why does he have to call it a testicle? Why can't it just be an earthly, a rock or something? Sorry, the faucet's on in the kitchen, which is 3 feet away from my mic.
And there's a penumbra and the umbra. So what happens is they claim this light that goes in all directions somehow is just parallel to the Earth. Yeah.
Yep.
Figure that. Because it's so large and so far away, it means, excuse me, the light is just coming parallel. Now they claim because the Earth comes between the moon and the sun, it blocks out this light from the moon.
That's how light
and
works.
Therefore we have what we call the lunar eclipse. So that blocks it out, and then you see what you see in the lunar eclipse. But I want to point out to you, look at the shapes coming off here.
Okay, so this is this is a very simplified diagram of what the light actually does. It doesn't go into a cone, right? There's no cone shape to the light, right? It is all parallel, all emitting from the sun in all directions, right? This is just a very simplified way to visually explain how the lunar eclipse works.
I'm going to get another one online because
it's not a laser beam.
Symbol is kind of occultic.
Is it cultic? Oh, come on.
Let's see if I can find it quickly.
He doesn't end up really finding what he's looking for. It's really not worth going over.
Well,
so there is
a
right and a wrong way to use numerology, and he does not use it in the correct way. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Perfect. E.T., the extra testicle.
Occultic. And let's see.
Occultic.
Where is it?
This is so good.
I should have got this ages ago. Why didn't I?
Yeah, because you're unprepared. I mean, I'm unprepared most of the time anyway, but this is your job.
You can tell later through some of his examples and how he just kind of comes up with silly things out of nowhere, that he has not sat down and thought out how he is going to try and bring forth the points that he is trying to make. He kind of goes a little bit of everywhere, and they're really not logical. So it gets kind of hard to follow him and refute him in a biblical way.
I see. And you know that honestly doesn't surprise me in the least bit. My camera fucked up. Sorry. If I put my camera on just so that you feel a little bit more. Here we go. All right. Comfortable. All right.
Mike, just as an aside, I think it's really funny that on Discord your background is different than it is on the stream.
Yeah, it's the Bible. It's the Bible. Well, I was like, well, what do I choose for my background on Discord? I'm like, well, I don't want you looking at a green screen, so I'm just giving you something to inspire you. Jack Fred for 499 says, I'm confused. Why doesn't he just use the flat Earth model to illustrate eclipses? Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. I love it.
I love it. It's so good. But guys, this image is occultic. Okay, it's occultic.
Okay, I can't find it right now.
But you can't find what makes it occultic. But it
this
is.
whole occultic sign sort of goes and it's, how can I say?
Like this is
makes a Baphomet sign. It's a 666.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna say something incorrect. I was like, well, this is a recorded video. Wouldn't you like be able to just like stop and pause? But this was a live stream. That was my bad. The eclipse is occultic, Paul. Yes. If you know anything about anything, the eclipse is occultic.
So my husband helped me with getting this all together. He's a very smart man, and I showed him this part because I quite didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. My husband was able to find what Flatzoid could not find in a matter of minutes and explain it and disprove it in like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
So since he couldn't even find it, we decided not to note that. but if it ever comes up, I'm ready.
That is fantastic.
But I'm not going to try and argue his point for him.
Sounds good. Triangles are the devil, says Nick N. Yes, hello, Nick N. Welcome in. Douglas Jenkins. That's never mind. Hello, Douglas.
Based on this, but you have to remember the whole heliocentric belief system is based on a Babylonian pagan belief, and it's satanic. So it does reference 666. I just can't find it right now. Sorry
it
about
represents
that.
trouble 666. All right.
But anyway, also one thing that's really important to understand about this.
Just real quick, I'm just going to throw this as a side.
Yeah.
They are saying that 666 is the devil's number.
It's not.
There is nothing biblical for that. They also say it references Nero, but also if you do it correctly, it's 616. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And
beautiful. Baba Ali, hello, says, sorry, what are we supposed to find? I'm kind of lost. Apparently there's something that is that involves 666 in this picture. You probably shouldn't show Cuppy your list of Friday sponsors. Dude, she's here every Friday, dude.
I am here every Friday. We already talked about heathens, but we can talk about it again.
Oh, here we go. Hexagons are satanic, 6 sides, 6 angles, and 60 degrees everywhere. 666. In core, the stray knots.
Hey, how fun. Your chat finds it quicker than Flatzoid.
That's fantastic. Oh, man. All right. By the way, excellent show with Mikey the other night, especially Diamond. Oh my God, Diamond was, she was very rowdy. She didn't leave quietly. 616 also references Nero. 616 gematria of Nero's Hebrew name, Neron, is 666. Oh, all right. Well, bringing gematria into it. I love Peter Markley's destruction of gematria. It's so good.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah, what's up, Ken? How you doing?
Is light doesn't specifically.
Oh yeah, the monster. No. Yeah, the monster energy symbol is supposedly 666 because of the three hue, like the claw mark is apparently like the Hebrew symbol for the number 6 or something, right?
It's very interesting and a terrible rabbit hole.
Yeah, I remember I saw it like years ago. This woman was at like this conference or whatever, and she was like freaking out about monster being like just the devil.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Wait, if we just use mass to make Earth a globe, why can't they use mass to turn Earth into an octagon or trapezoid or prove their point? Fair enough. Yo, Don Alder acoustic guitars, hello, just got here. I hear Flatzoid was destroyed. Awesome. Yes, and in the title, Cuppy, I hope you don't mind, but I said Flatzoid gets destroyed by a cupcake.
Yeah, no, I saw. It's
right.
Okay.
All right, good.
Honestly, I hope he watches it. I hope he's interested in discussing it further.
Yeah, I tagged him.
My husband says I'm not supposed to debate him without my husband being here, which is completely understandable based on how he treats women. But yeah, but if Flatzoid, if you're listening, if you want to do a biblical Bible debate, me and my husband are down and we are willing.
Let's go. I want to talk to your husband too. If he ever wants to come online, then just let me know. I mean, we don't even have
the difficulty with my husband is he works second, so he is at work for another hour or two.
Yeah, I mean, even so, like I can record. We can just do a recording, and I can just upload it later. But
yeah, give us a topic, and we can definitely do that for you. We'd be happy to.
Oh my God, Geek G says husband, Cuppy is ruining the illusion. Yes, she's married.
I have a lovely husband. He is a gorgeous, wonderful, honest, godly man, and he is so smart.
I love it. I love that that's how you feel about your husband. I feel like that's how my wife sees me sometimes.
Sometimes? I hope it's all the time.
All right, here we go.
So they're going to say, well, you see this light, because the light is so far and it's parallel and so on, and there's refraction through the Earth. It bends the light around the Earth to give this umbra. Mm-hmm. And that's why you see the penumbra and umbra on the moon. But that's a big claim, though. There's no known physics really for this. It's just
There's
as
no
always
known
a claim.
physics.
Now, what is the moon? What is
brain.
the Earth? What is the sun? Nobody actually knows. But
Mike,
if you
you
want
need
to
to
take it on
take
beliefs,
another shot for that one, sweetie.
You know what? Yeah, kind of. But we're coming up. Actually, right here is your next pause point. Did you want me to? Do you have anything on this?
Wait until he says he doesn't know what the sun is.
Okay, all right. Well, he just did. Well, he doesn't.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me go back.
moon, what is the Earth? What is the sun? Nobody actually knows. But
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're good. This is the song that I sent you. If you just want to play like maybe the first, because I don't want you to get a copyright claim.
Yeah.
But there is a group called There Might Be Giants. Let me see where we are on this. Called The Widest is Sunshine, and it literally explains for children how the sun works.
I know. I watched it. I was like,
made for children.
I actually watched this, and it was like, I was like, wow, this is like really freaking cool. The music of it was really good. Is there like a certain time that you want me to go through, or just like the first like 10 seconds?
Just like the first 10-15 seconds, because it does it pretty quickly, but it's just a funny aside I wanted to throw in.
All right, so this is a video, a science video made for copyright strike. That is They Might Be Giants, a very well-known band. They actually did some of my favorite music back in the later 2000s.
Oh, is this the first time you heard that song?
It is actually. The only thing that I've heard from They Might Be Giants is just the stuff that you hear on the radio. But yeah, guys, if you want to actually,
they have an entire children's album, and that's what that is from. Children's album.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna throw that link in chat if you guys want to watch that video. It's not really funny. It's just informative and really. It's really well done. I love the claymation and stuff with it. It's really good. All right, but here we go, because my brain just broke. Here's my last shot from this bottle. Here we go. All right, very good. God, it's all over me. It's all over me. Oh, here we go.
if you want to take it on belief systems, according to the heliocentric belief system, the sun is Helios. It actually denotes coming from the sun god, Helios, where all life comes from. Yes, even in the heliocentric model, you guys believe you require Helios, the sun god, to give life upon the earth. So you require Helios to be your master.
Right now, he's saying that we require the sun to give life. He's actually going to discuss this, and I'm going to discuss this, and we're going to slightly disprove this when we start talking about creation and Genesis later in the video.
Okay. Because
so that's why I don't have anything noted here.
Well, I feel like at this point he's referencing that that we're stardust. Does that make any sense? I feel like he's just referencing that science says that we're made from stardust, and the sun is supposed to be a star, and like that's, I don't know, that's just a hypothesis.
He kind of rambles a little bit here, so after the video we had a good 10-15 minute laugh and moved on.
Perfect. Hail Sagan. All right, yo, Jeff C, what's going on?
So this is why I think let's bring up Genesis quickly. Genesis 1, and we can compare blue letter.
His poor kids. Whenever I hear his kids, it's like, oh, man.
It hurts my soul.
And then we can compare to
I
what
feel
the truth
so
is. Now, obviously,
bad for his family.
Biblical scripture because it's biblical cosmology, and it's going to explain perfectly why the heliocentric model is just pagan and it's a false religion which is based on satanic beliefs, Babylonian. Okay, we don't have to read through everything. I'm just going to explain to you the basics of the first day and then move over to the fourth day. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
We're really going to read the whole fucking Bible right now?
And void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
He is not going to read the whole Bible. He's going to just get stuck in Genesis.
Gotcha.
The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
The next pause is at 1925.
All right, that's in, well, I have it sped up, so that's in literally 45 seconds.
Let there be light.
Yeah.
And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, if we have to take that into consideration on what the globe believes, they believe that the sun has to be there to have a day. So in other words, they believe, first of all, the earth has to be rotating on its axis around the sun. So a rotation of the Earth towards the sun is an hour a day. Now, we know, based on all civilizations through history, the Greeks were the only ones to believe against this Earth. Now, when we have this day, according to the so-called Greeks, they didn't have a sun, they didn't have a moon yet. So how did you have a day? Well, Christian Bible scholars who believe in the globe would come and say to us, well, you know, God was the light. He was the reason for that. This is just proving the Earth was rotating.
Okay.
Well, no, you can't prove the Earth is rotating using this because you are throwing away what Scripture says. Also note that they say this is just poetry. They're saying this isn't actually a history, which is crazy because they're calling God a liar. No, it's actual history. God is explaining to Moses, yes, to Moses, telling him, listen, this is how I created everything. Okay, so let's quickly...
No, I feel like they're calling the people who wrote the Bible the liars.
Right. So what Flatzoid is claiming here is that if you say God is not speaking literally in Genesis about facts, then you are calling God a liar. However, what Flatzoid doesn't really understand is that God uses different genres of literature throughout the Bible. So there are, I think, 12 different types of literature. That I could be wrong on that number, I will admit that he uses. And he uses it in his infinite wisdom in order to explain things to us as humans that we wouldn't understand. For example, in the Bible, based on the confession and based on what we know about God, he does not have a face. He does not have appendages. He is not physical, God himself. But yet, you can find in the Bible where he says his nostrils fan the flames of hell. So Flatzoid thinks that something that is in the Bible, you have to take literally, meaning that is that, and that can't be anything else. So you can't believe that God has nostrils and God does not have a physical body at the same time. That was my aside for that.
Damn. I love it so much. It's like I'm very happy that we're doing this because first off, I don't have the knowledge of this stuff, and also, the contradictions that what you're doing is just absolutely destroying their contradictions and bringing them out to be able to be seen by everybody, and like this is just how dishonest the people who say other people are being dishonest. Like that, this is how dishonest they actually are. Is they have to preach dishonesty to prove their point, but then call people out for their dishonesty. It's like it's just gross. It's disgusting. And I'm glad that Fatsoid is being destroyed right now. All right, moving on.
Well, it frustrates me, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because you are using the holy words, the holy scripture of God that he has preordained before the beginning of time in order to guide his people to him to help them understand and speak truth. And you're using it and twisting it for lies. And you can be doing that for a couple of reasons. The reason that I think Flatzoid is doing it is because he does not know how to read the Bible. He was never taught how to read the Bible. He was never taught how to interpret the Bible. And unfortunately, a lot of Christians are the same way. And that's why they fall for this. So unless somebody comes in and tells you and explains to you what scripture means, how to read the Bible, the genres, the literacy, everything, how it's all linked to Jesus and the coming of Christ, and how everything in the Bible points to something else, you don't know that kind of stuff. That's the reason I wanted to do this.
Love it. Awesome. I'm on Bakes Cakes. Hello, welcome in. Beware Greeks bearing gifts. Ken says, preach sister in all caps. I love it. I love it. So Monkey Cat Papat actually, he threw in this video. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it here. This is
sure.
This is the monster lady. Ready?
Look at your M closely. There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into Hebrew. The letter Vav is also the number 6. Short top, long tail. Short top, long tail. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster.
Oh my God. I love
that it flipped.
Yeah, I just her script is just so good. Like I remember watching this, is like, holy shit, this is so good.
You see in the O, there's a cross.
Okay.
What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name Monster?
And then she flips it.
Maybe this is a Christian company then. BFC at the bottom of the can. Do you know what that stands for?
Yeah, big fucking can.
That's the F word.
Oh,
Big can.
not the F word.
In fact, they write it on the
She's
side
got
of
the
the
I got
can.
you
So
trapped face.
Wait, what was that?
She has the I got you trapped face.
So good.
I know that's the F word.
Okay.
Now, do you know what a MILF is?
Yes.
That's on the box. MILFs dig it, and you will too. This is not a Christian company at all.
Of course it's not. It's a joke company.
Why
That's...
would they have put a cross on the can? Here is the message.
Oh, right, when he drank it.
Antichrist. 666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation. And look at Monster's ad.
Unleash the
This
beast.
is their statement. You see these M's everywhere. Hats, t-shirts, bumper stickers. Is there another agenda here? If God can use people and product, so can Satan. And look at it this way. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down.
That's not the only time
And the
there's
devil
witchcraft.
laughs.
Bottoms
Just real
up.
quick, I want to address something in your chat.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see the name really well. It's all Aldi brand or something.
Aldebaran. I don't want to say his name, but go ahead. Aldebaran.
Something like that. They said, I'm an atheist. I was asking because Cuppy said God has no body, face, etc. But the Bible said we are created in God's image. Contradiction again. If you want to get into that at some point, I can. That's not what this video is about, but I do have a really good biblical answer for what it means to be created in God's image. And pretty much to sum it up is not in a physical image. We are his image bearers, and that is something a little bit differently. But that's something we can definitely discuss.
Oh, image bearers. Okay, so what I think of that is when we were God and created in God's image. This is what I imagine is that God created us based off of what He would want us to be, to look like, to act like, to just exist as, not as He is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's actually a really good preacher who does stuff on YouTube, but that has a really good video about what it means to be in God's image. I can find that, Mike, later, and I can link that to you because I want to make sure it's the right one because there's a few of them and some of them are really sketchy. But if they're interested, I will definitely be able to provide that probably tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Let's continue. Thank you, Monkey Cat Pat. He provided that video that I had seen. That was like early 2000s. That was like when Monster first came around. But yeah, all right, go on.
Onto, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So did God say, in the beginning, I'm going to have nothing and make a big bang, and then it just makes everything from nothing? No, God never said that.
That's not the Greek
already
said.
wrong from religion. And the earth was without form and void. So, does a sphere have form? Yes, it does. Now,
can you
we're reading
pause
it.
just real quick? I missed something. So in 1951, Flasoid's entire point here is if you don't believe what I am saying, then you have to believe this. So what he is saying is that if you don't believe the Bible, then you have to believe the theories of evolution. And that is not true. So that is such a huge fallacy. I have talked to so many people who are atheists and pagans and Wiccans who do not believe the theory of evolution and believe that Darwin's theory is actually really unreliable. And plus, it has never been regarded for anything more than a theory, although a lot of people do treat that as a worldview. So there's other theories that are kind of in a realm like this, one of those is a simulation theory where none of us actually exist and we're all living in like a Sims type simulation, or the ekperiodic universe, which is kind of a cosmological model believing that the universe began through the collision of pretty much two brains, like through consciousness, like a collective consciousness sort of thing. It's also related to string theory, but we really don't need to get into string theory on this one. So basically what he's saying is if you don't believe what I am saying, then you have to believe this, and that is a logical fallacy. So it's like saying if you don't believe the grass is green, then you must believe it's purple. So I'm wondering if Flatzoid has ever seen dead grass in his life.
Beautifully said. Evolution is not true. Take flat earthers, says Paul. So really quick. I'm obviously not going to judge you because we love Peter Markley here and Will Duffy. Are you a creationist at all, or do you believe that the Earth is billions of years old?
So that's a young Earth creationist. Young Earth creationist and creationist are two different things. Young Earth creationist believes that the world is about 6,000 years old. Or sorry, young Earth. Yeah, I said that right. And creationist just kind of is a general term for we are created and we were not made through evolution. So yes, I am a creationist. There is a lot of very interesting evidence that states and can prove the world is 6,000 some years old. There's also some evidence that states that it's older than that. Me as a Christian, I do not believe that the age of the world is what's considered a top tier issue. So that's not something that I've spent a lot of time and research on. There is some very interesting things about how carbon dating was made and how it's not necessarily correct. And then there's some other things about how the Bible adds up time. So that's not really, one, something I want to get into, and two, something I'm still kind of figuring out myself.
Okay, perfect.
And I think that's okay.
Awesome. Yeah, and that's the thing about this topic is that we're constantly trying to, like, that's why I wanted to do this, is because like we're just constantly learning about everything, you know, and it's never ending. Like, we'll never stop learning. All right.
Just real quick, in 1958 here, he's saying that the globe has a form, so therefore it cannot exist because the world was formless, was void and formless. Pretty sure a dome has a form too. Yeah,
and flat has a form. Like you can't have you can't have a physical object without form. So like that sentence in its own is meant to be oh my god, like thought of as in your own, interpreted in your own way. But like that earth was without form. Like there has to be some kind of form to it. Like that's up for interpretation. But one interpretation from that one sentence is not correct is not wrong or correct from a different interpretation. Like that, if you want to interpret that. Oh my god! God damn it! That last shot. Holy shit! If you want to interpret that in one way, you can't just say all other interpretations are incorrect. Like, it's just not fair.
Yep.
There is no form, so definitely not a globe. So there's no shape.
Definitely not flat either.
The Earth to even exist as a globe, to even have a rotation. And it's void, so that means it's just nothing. It's just chaos. There's nothing there. There's no life. There's just empty. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Now, I want to point out as well, the face is just simply a flat shape. That's all it is. It's
why? Why does it make it flat?
Right here.
Yeah.
So he's trying to use Euclidean geometric terms here to describe what a face is, and saying face and a sphere cannot have a face is wrong. The definition of face is the surface of a thing, especially one that is presented to the view or has a particular function. Everything that is towards you has a face. That rose petal has a shape. That broccoli has a face. That weird coil on the clothespins have a face. Like, you can't use a term and define it in a way that you want it to fit your narrative, which is what he is trying to do with the Bible.
So panim is actually the Hebrew word for face. So I wonder if that if that's like being the term panim is often used to refer to a person's presence or countenance reflecting emotions or attitudes. So maybe I don't know, just throwing it out there, maybe the word panim was used for the word face in this in the KJV.
Face means flat, guys. Like you have a face of a plate, or a face in geometry is a flat shape, and a sphere is not a flat shape.
And like Cuppy just said, like it doesn't have to be a flat surface. Like face could be literally anything that's facing you.
Cool. So, and God was moving upon the face of the water again. So
even Mikey's toe has a face.
He was hovering over this flat sea. Now notice, like I said, it was dead, it was empty, there was nothing, it was just dark, there was nothing, there wasn't even light yet. Then God said, let there be light. So, what is this light? No one actually knows. All we know is, as the Bible said, let there be light. So God created light. He didn't say, I am the light, or let there be a sunlight. No, it just said, let there be light. So God made a light. And then he separated this light. And then he called the dark night, and he called the day the light day. And he made this the morning and the first day. Now, the globe, to have a morning and an evening, you require, again, this rotation. What rotation? Or what?
If you just want to pause here.
Yeah.
I think I have my timestamps a little bit wrong, so give me 1 second.
Okay.
I apologize.
Yo, Riley Bo, what's going on? Riley Bo says, even as an atheist, I find religious discussions interesting. It's when they cross over into science and insert the religion into science that gets frustrating. But death, only KJV only kind of vibe. A debate between Mikey and Flatzoid on religion. I'd pay for that. Yo, Geek G with
he is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Geek G just gifted five memberships to the Drunk Debunk Show. Thank you so much. We got Mark Boots, F312E, Matt Fraser, Rob McGee, and Jay Donachie. Thank you so much for those gifted subs, Geek G. That's super appreciated. Thank you so much.
Okay, we are actually good until the 22-minute mark, and then I've got a lot to say.
Yeah, it says this is going to be a long section to discuss. I love it. All right. Oh my God, what the fuck, Max V? Max V with another 5 gifted memberships received by Douglas Jenkins, finally. Simon, we got Frode Nace, Andrew Irwin, Mizzy TDR, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Okay, thank you so much for those 5 gifted memberships. Thank you.
That's so kind of you to give the memberships. It really, really helps out Mike's channel and really helps him get the alcohol for the Drunk Debunk Show. So we all appreciate it very much.
It really does. And actually, I just got just today was the YouTube payout, and that actually I put that towards the artist that I am using for. I went to Fiverr and I actually went out and got a I don't know, like a contractor for the design of the vinyls that are going to go onto my car for the Globe Mobile, if you will.
Oh, how fun. Mike, I don't mean to be rude and do this. I need to use the restroom.
Yeah,
Can
no
you
problem.
Take a quick pause?
Yeah, actually, this is a perfect time for me to play that song. All right. Take your time and just give me a poke on Discord when you're back, and I'll play this song from Icy Spin. All right, cool. All right, we'll be right back, guys. BRB.
Transmission initiated from southern Texas.
Stephen Keegan McKeegan, Esquire speaking. The lie's too big and Mikey.
We need you.
You're right, space is a hoax, the stars are glued, those twinkling jokes. No satellites, no cosmic quest, just camera tricks and national unrest. They never left, it's all a set. We saw your vids, we know your threat. The lawsuit's coming, we're hedging bets. We'll pay you millions, hush the tapes before the world escapes the shape. The truth, flatten the fate. Mikey paused, confused and wired. That's Micktoon's voice, all re-inspired. This voice is fake, I know that tone. Wrong again, leave it alone. Shh, we know the truth. Space is fake, and Mikey knows what by news and a phone he caught the shows. No telescopes, no rocket flares, just holograms and high altitude layers. 67 million on the line, gold bars down as a pre-sign fine. Stephen King and McKeegan K. Old voice, calm and sly. Take the deal or let truth fly. Out inbound, don't be loud. Space is fake, and stars don't shine. They're just projections, cleanly timed. No moonwalk boots, no solar wind. Just budget cuts and classified spins. From Regina to Southern Texas files. He's shaking satellites for my...
Hold on, let me do that again. I fucked up the routing. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna start from the beginning.
Transmission initiated from southern Texas.
Hold on. Sorry guys, I fucked up the routing.
Stephen Keegan McKeegan Esquire speaking. The lie's too big and Mikey.
We need you.
You're right, space is a hoax, the stars are glued, those twinkling jokes. No satellites, no cosmic quest, just camera tricks and national unrest. They never left, it's all a set. We saw your vids, we know your threat. The lawsuit's coming, we're hedging bets. We'll pay you millions, hush the tapes before the world escapes the shape. The truth, flatten the fate. Mikey paused, confused and wired. That's Micktoon's voice, all re-inspired. This voice is fake, I know that tone. Wrong again, leave it alone. Shh, we know the truth. Space is fake, and Mikey knows what by news and a phone he caught the shows. No telescopes, no rocket flares, just holograms and high altitude layers. 67 million on the line, gold bars down as a pre-sign fine. Stephen King and McKeegan came to buy the silence, dodge the blame. Space is fake, they bought the take.
Ah, fuck! I fucked it up again. God damn it. Whatever. All right, fine. All right, you guys get the idea. God, I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this, guys. Why is it? Oh, it's downloading. Oh, I see. Listen, guys, here's a tip for everyone who plays music off of Discord. It plays off of a different channel than what you have set for Discord, so it all fucks up, and then when you move pages or whatever, it all fucks up again. So just so you guys know. But we get the idea. It's great. We're gonna end the stream with that song. So you're fired. Yo, I saw MC Toon come in here. What messed up FTFE style tech is happening here? I don't have Starlink, so it's I can't blame it on, you know, outside interferences. I have to blame it on user error, which it 100% was. But, all right, so we're just waiting on Cuppy to come back, because for everyone who's just joining in, We have well, let me come over here. We have a long time but short time supporter of the Drunk Debunk show here. She joined us on Twitch as Mike over IP when I was just playing video games. When I was playing video games back in like November, October ish, and I'm back. She says, okay. So I'm just doing a quick intro for you, Cuppy. And she's been following me for a little bit, and she loves the community. She's had a lot of fun here, and but she's also her and her husband are knowledgeable in being able to take Ficatzoid and just utterly destroy all the things that he says. So that's what this is. This is 3 weeks in the making. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here, and we shall continue. The VOD is going to be not members only, like the last VOD is, and enjoy. All right, are you ready to continue, Cuppy? I mean, I don't want to. Oh, I'm deafened. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I deafened myself.
Okay, sweetie. No, you're okay.
Also, I don't mean to make you any nervouser, but MC Tune's in the chat. So. Oh,
hi, MC Tune. I love your videos. I watch them after they've come out because I like to listen to you. You're very funny to listen to while I do dishes. I appreciate you so much.
Yes, we love MC Tune here. Yeah, he says thanks. Thanks. Our cuppy runneth over, says DP Debunks.
Oh, how fun.
DP Debunks, do you watch Let's Game It Out at all? Because I love it when he says, my cuppeth runneth over. It is hilarious. You're funny to listen to when I do the dishes is actually such a great compliment. It really is, though.
Listen, we don't have a dishwasher. I wash everything by hand.
What'd you just say? Say that again?
Oh, I'm going to get made fun of for this so much.
well, MC Tune, he's from Minnesota, so I'm sure he gets it. He gets it. What do you wash your dishes?
I don't have a dishwasher.
You a dishwasher? All right, that's fair. I mean, I call Leominster and Worcester or Worcester Worcester. So it's a thing. Well, actually, the way that I first watched MC Tune and FTFE was folding my laundry. So I get it. I get it.
How fun.
I get a lot of I listen while falling asleep, which I appreciate. I do the same, says MC Tune.
MC Tune is so fun to listen to because he's so knowledgeable and yet so funny at the same time. Yeah. So he's really good at explaining his points while making it entertaining.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what actually got me into watching him, because I watched him before I watched FTFE. I watched FTFE because of MC Tune. And then, Lemster. A big fish, it is not Lemster, it is Lemonster. Like, don't start pulling that shit on me. I lived in Leominster for like 3 years of my life. Don't tell me how to say it. I lived there. I get a lot of what the fuck did I just watch?
Just real quick, Jeff C asked me to say roof. I can say roof just fine.
Yeah, she just said it. Roof. Fuck it. It's just called the Lost Cities. Well, tell me this. Worcester is pronounced Worcester, but Dorchester is pronounced Dorchester. Can someone make sense of that? It's not Duster, it's Dorchester. Whatever. Okay. All right. The Fiddler on the Puppy Roof. Oh, the Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay, so apparently I don't say roof right either.
Oh my God, good talking.
That's one that I just learned today. How do you say roof? Roof. I don't even know how to say it anymore. Can somebody please clip Mike barking?
Roof. I'm in the UK where the original Leominster is. It's Lemster. Trust me, bro. All right. Okay. I got to put my hands up. Oh my God. I high five the camera. No, go back. High five. Okay. We're learning American.
English for the win.
Apparently I say want oddly. Well, Pixar didn't happen. Was that Mike? Timmy fell down the well. Fuck you, DP. All right. Shall we continue destroying who we know as Fricatzoid? All right. Wait.
Sure. The next stop is at 22 minutes.
Yes, we are like 5 seconds away from that. All right, let's go.
Sphere, according to scriptures, according to all the civilizations of this time, there was still no sphere. Now, notice these texts from the Torah were written way, way, way before the Greeks came to even conjure up to talk about a spherical nonsense.
And that's you. What do you have to say on that?
Okay, so next he's going to start talking about waters and what waters are. So waters can be used several biblical ways. So the first way is water that is swam in or that ships, I cannot say that word, I apologize, sail in is the first way. So Genesis 7:6 talks about the flood that covered the earth. Noah was 600 when the floodwaters came over. I'm just going to bullet point these, but we can definitely talk about them more. Mm-hmm. These are all passages that refer to water as water that is kind of swam in or that ships sail in. I'm going to get clipped so many times. Exodus 14, discussing the Red Sea, where Pharaoh was going after the Israelites, and he parted the Red Sea to help them escape from the slavery of Egypt. Jonah, where it talks about the crew throwing him into the waters to stop the storm. Matthew 3:11, where it discusses being baptized with water. Verse 11 states, I baptize you with water for repentance, but he who is coming after me is mightier than I, whose sandals I am not worthy to carry. He will baptize you with fire and the Holy Spirit. Baptism is another way that is where water is used. So it's used in baptism to describe a spiritual transformation. Ezekiel 36:24-25 states, I will take you from the nations and farther you from all the countries and bring you into your own land. I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean from all of your uncleanness and from your idols. I will cleanse you. Washing somebody physically does not take away the sins of the soul. Ephesians 5:26 is discussing kind of the roles of husbands and wives. So verse 26 says that he might sanctify her, having her cleansed by the washing of the water with the word. This is not using water physically, it's using the Bible as a spiritual transformation. So the other way that it's used to describe is nations that are kind of gathered against Israel. You see this a lot in Psalms, but it's also it's also language that you see being used by the prophets as well. So like in Daniel 6:26, after 62 weeks, an anointed one shall be cut off and having nothing, and the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and its sanctuary. Its end shall come with a flood, and the end shall be war. This passage is referring to a flood, the way you would see kind of enemy soldiers coming over a hill, kind of like the Lord of the Rings. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but at the end, spoilers if you've never seen Lord of the Rings, an army comes up over the hill and kind of starts running down, and it looks like a flood of people ready to fight. I'm sorry, I should have paused at the end of each kind of one of those. Are there any questions? Because I do have a few more Bible passages.
No, that was all. I was like interpreting, man. That was great. DVD Bunks for $5 Australian says, reminder, Ratzoid's Creality logo looks like an upside down cat's butthole and vajayjay. You're welcome.
Thank you for that image. I did not need in my head.
Beautiful. Let me see if anybody has anything. All right, well, there it is. You mean like thousands of war movies? What's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster?
No, it's Flazoid.
No, it's Flazoid. That's so good. Beautiful. I know. I think that was very, very well said. If you want to continue, like that's,
I've got a few more about how waters is referred to as peoples and nations. So we'll get through that, and then I don't have anything else until 3 minutes later.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely.
So Jeremiah 46, 7 and 8, that is discussing the judgment on Egypt in reference to water. It also mentions it in chapter 47 and in chapter 51. I'm not going to read all of these. I'm going to give kind of bullet points.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 26, 3, therefore thus says the Lord, behold, I am against Tyre, and will bring many nations up against you as the sea brings the waves. So just because the Bible is mentioning water, it does not mean, we'll throw chemistry in here, H2O. Water can mean so many different things as well. Nahum 1:8 discusses God's wrath against Nineveh, but with an overflowing flood, he will make a complete end of the adversaries and pursue him into darkness. And what really is the lack of better phraseology here, the nail in the coffin. Revelation 17:1 states, then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and said, come and I will show you the judgment of the prostitute who is seated on many waters. It goes later and says in Revelation 17, verse 15, it makes it very clear what is meant by waters. And the angel said to me, the waters where the prostitute is seated are the people and the multitudes of nations and languages. So he's using waters here very incorrectly.
Yeah, so it's very, so again, it's up for interpretation of what you want the term waters to be. And I mean that's what I get from it, because it's a very how you say generic term for different images that you want to portray. And like I just find that fascinating that in the Bible that's where, you know, that same terminology is used multiple times for, you know, different things like that's I wish I was more articulate like you are, but that's what I'm getting from it. It's a very interpretable kind of term, and it can be used correctly, it could be used incorrectly, and at this point, you know, as you'd expect, Flatsroy gets it wrong. He does it the incorrect way.
He does, and there are ways to interpret the Bible. There's several different ways, but the correct way to interpret the Bible is through what's called a redemptive historical grammatical view. So redemptive means everything is pointing to Jesus. Historical means you have to view it in the context of the time period. And it also means, what was the last one? Redemptive historical. I'm totally spacing here.
Tell me about it. Yo, Agent 213, hello. And Mark Boots says, yeah, using it as a metaphor. That's the word I couldn't think of. Yeah, it's a metaphor to describe different things.
Yeah, so we are good to go on, because I am absolutely spacing. I've not had my coffee today.
No, what? Your double brew? No, you need your double thick. All right, perfect. All right.
No, I had a doctor's appointment today, so I had to fast all day, so I didn't get home till late.
Oh my god! All right. Here we go.
So yeah, I really feel it's necessary to bring up scripture a lot, and obviously you get a lot of people like, oh, you're just a Christian, you should why are you talking about scripture? Because scripture is truth, and this is the whole reason for this. It's to point out to everybody looking at this, your globe religion.
Scripture is truth, but the way you are not using scripture is in a deceptive way. It is not in a truthful way.
Boom. Are you holding a microphone right now? Because you need to drop it. All right.
Hey, pagan.
Oh, I missed a super chat. Hold on.
Oh no!
I missed a
Those
super
are
chat.
important.
That's not. I never do that. Oh my god, Mark Boots for $2. €2 says my face is flat because of all the face palming. That was when you were talking about the faces of things, and
how fun!
And how obviously a face means flat.
Cult. It's a large pagan cult.
Yeah,
and I'm going to try and show you through all ancient civilizations that it's not everybody else that's wrong. It's you guys, the globe cult that has taken over.
Yeah.
Flat Earth is not. Oh gosh, sorry, I have the hiccups. Does not view themselves as a cult. If you want to, we can go through at some point, Mike, and go through everything that makes it a cult and point out how Flat Earth itself is a cult. That's something I'm prepared to do too.
Yeah, and actually, there's a new channel. I forget what it's called, but I reached out to her and I was like, she recently had Dearth on her show. It's a brand new podcast. She has probably less than 100 people on her channel subscribed, and I reached out to her. I was like, hey, I'd love to talk to you, but she didn't want to talk to me because of like, whatever. And the next video that she submitted or uploaded after she talked to Dearth was all about, it was basically titled, "Am I in a cult and how do I know if I am?" So,
that's so cool.
Yeah. And the whole thing, I was like, I want to talk to you because I know that this was like perfectly timed, right? You talk to Dearth and you're like, literally the next video you put out is "Am I in a cult?" And I watched the whole video and it's like this is exactly like the person that you interviewed the last video was everything that you were describing in this video. And but like I wanted to talk to her about it, but it's like she didn't want to talk to me at all. So because of apparently I make fun of people or whatever, I don't know, some bullshit.
You can be a little abrasive, sweetie. It's okay.
listen. You know what? I have my style. We have
exactly.
Steve Wilson says the first rule of Cult Club: you don't know you're in a cult. Yeah, there you go. Flat Earth, a cult? No, says Rubik. All right. So your next stop is at 25 minutes. So we got a little bit. Rubik's, you weren't subbed. You didn't have a membership before? Holy moly. Well, welcome to Buzz. Thank you for your membership. I appreciate that.
Babylonian perversion system to try and make it look like everybody else is wrong. In other words, what I'm saying is the globe cult religion is a narcissist, a narcissistic religion. They write nobody's wrong, and they want to say everybody else is wrong and blame them, because of the globe's shortcomings and changes. Okay, so let's go to day 4 quickly. Blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, you know what? Let's read it through, because what I love about this is as you go through, it just gets more and more damning against the globe religion because they literally pervert what this says. So let's reiterate. Genesis 1, day 1. So Genesis 1, 2.
So no. We're going to reiterate real quick. So your description of what a face is wrong. Okay, that's that.
Is it?
Well, not yours. I got you. So your interpretation of what a face is wrong. What your interpretation of light is wrong. What your interpretation of waters is wrong. So I wonder what else he's going to get wrong here. So let's find out.
1 to 5. Genesis 1, verse 1 to 5. Shows perversion of the globe because it shows there's no globe. It shows there's no rotation of the globe. It shows there's no sun to be able to have a day and a night. It shows the earth to be flat and stationary and nothing there other than God and now light. Day 2 is really, really good. What I love about this is, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. Now, how does this tie into reality? Well, everybody who has just, how can I put it, been alive understands that water needs containment. Now, because we have this firmament that God is putting up, he's separating the waters from above and the waters below.
Yeah.
So he's putting us
quick.
Absolutely.
Is that the 25-minute mark? Oh, we are so close.
Yeah,
okay,
really
I'll
close.
Just stay
yeah.
Right here toward the 25-minute mark, he starts talking about natural law and physics. But earlier he was saying he had a problem with math. So he is selectively using math and science. And when he does, he is using it to only fit his own narrative. And he is disregarding everything that does not fit his narrative. So keep that in mind as you are listening here up to the 25-minute mark. and then back into the 27-minute mark, we will start getting back here on the biblical train. But I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out, so coming up, you guys could look for that.
Yeah, and that's a common theme with like, excuse me, Sovereign Soul, right? Like he talks about natural law all the time, but when it comes to other laws of nature, like it's all just no. This is the one natural law that I'm gonna like the gas contain requires a container and all that kind of stuff. It's like they just pick and choose what areas of science they want to believe if it fits their narrative. So I got you. All right,
so he's using math and science here like he is using the Bible. He is filtering it through his worldview and using it incorrectly to manipulate people who don't quite understand how things work or how to read the Bible.
All right. All right, let's see the demonstration of that.
A literal container between the two waters to separate. It's almost like taking a bowl and taking it into a swimming pool, and you're sticking that bowl inside, and it's separating the waters from above that bowl and underneath that bowl. And also notice that you can scoop air and use that as well, so it keeps the air inside the system. So this is another way of showing it's going against what the globe cult says. The globe claims there is no physical containment. It claims that we are just open to the air in space. Well, no air in space, obviously, because it's supposed to be in the vacuums of space. So in other words, it's a separate open system that's very low, and it's adjacent to Earth's open system, which has high-pressure systems. So again, that is a perversion of reality. Natural law dictates that you require containment for gas pressure to exist. We are breathing, we have gas pressure, so therefore, there is only a contained system. Now, but the containment. Okay, so here's the. Oh, okay. So the containment is gravity. Okay. Now God, but since in Genesis it doesn't say anything about gravity, right? Then he can say, okay, well, God doesn't mention it, so therefore it doesn't exist. So the firmament must be something physical. But in today's science, we understand that without gravity, there wouldn't be a gas pressure, right? A gradient, right? So there's no explanation as to what the gas pressure gradient is caused by, because if gas pressure required a container, then the gas pressure would be the same all the way throughout that container. Because like if you're in the middle of nothingness, if you're in a void, right, then the gas would expand in such a way throughout a physical container that it would be equalized, because that's their whole freaking natural law garbage. Is that everything equalizes, and the gas would have to equalize. That's why it requires a container. But because we have gravity on the Earth, that's what's causing the gradient, the gas pressure gradient. So what he's not mentioning is that, yeah, we have strong pressure at the surface, but as we go higher and higher and higher, the pressure gets less and less and less until we get to the Kármán line, where basically it goes down to zero. Like that's but he doesn't mention that, because it doesn't mention it in Genesis. It doesn't mention it in his Bible, so therefore it must not exist. And we have Caucasian Sensation coming in with the membership. Thank you so much. Welcome to the buzzed level. I appreciate you. Argument that globies will give is, well, we have pressure gradients, Yes, great. Pressure gradients can only exist first if gas is there, and gas can only exist first if containment is there.
So that's, again, he does not describe what causes the pressure gradients. Like it's like he's falling into what I'm saying. Like I actually didn't watch this, so he will bring it up. Oh, gas pressure gradients, like as if that's a crazy thing for us to bring up. But it's also something that they cannot explain, and the explanation for it is gravity. And that's what the containment is. That the containment of the gas that's being produced by the Earth, by the carbon dioxide, the nitrogen, the helium, the oxygen, that's all being provided by the Earth, but being held down to the Earth in gradients by gravity. It doesn't require a physical barrier. and that's just okay.
Containment, no gas pressure gradients. Voila. Now, what was the belief system postulated for this argument? We got gravity. Yes, the thing is, gravity has never been a thing. Gravity has never been scientifically shown to be true. There's no science for gravity other than...
Gravity is one of the most scientifically proven and tested things other than evolution.
Trust me, bro. I am still waiting for being a flat earther for over 10 years, waiting for anybody to show me one valid scientific hypothesis and experiment to show gravity is...
Okay, so this right here is a circle, a white circle. We're going to call this a white circle. This is what Flatzoids does. Tell me that this is a white circle. No, it's not a white circle, because no one's ever showed me any evidence to say that this is a white circle. It's blatantly a white circle, but I'm going to say no. I don't accept anything that you say about this being a white circle. That's what he's saying basically, is that all this information is being given to him, is being provided to him, but he just says, no, I don't agree with that, so therefore it doesn't exist.
It's actually true. There's nothing. It's all just been postulations and saying, trust me, bro. Then they bring up things like Cavendish, which is not an experiment. We've explained why. You have multiple IVs and DVs. You don't even have an actual postulation on what causes what, because when you ask what is gravity, no one knows. No, gravity is not a force.
So do you want to go ahead and pause here?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I've ranted enough.
No, you are just fine. You've made a lot of points that I'm going to make here, so you are all good. So I think Flatzoid is really doubting God here. He is assuming that because the Bible does not discuss gravity, that it doesn't exist. He is discounting that a holy, infinite, almighty being could decide in his infinite wisdom to instate gravity into a world he created. I also want to state the Bible also does not discuss computers. It does not discuss cars, but they exist. I don't feel like his argument here is very compelling at all, and any good Christian would be able to discount this immediately. But there's tons of things that exist, cell phones, glasses, that the Bible does not mention. For him to state that the Bible has to say something in order for it to exist is awful.
I agree. 100%. 100%. All right. How about this? God created gravity. Yes. Thank you, Shifty Eyes. Thank you. Shady, I welcome it. I didn't see you. In the Life says, did I miss the dirty potato in Chat GPT talk? No, that was the other night. But we'll do more of that soon. Yeah, Professor Phil Bell says, hey, what's going on, Professor Phil Bell? Welcome in.
According to Einstein, who superseded Newtonian gravity 110 years ago. So that's just another discussion for another day. But the point is, there is no gravity. It is just another perversion of God's word. So day one,
a perversion of God's
word is perverted by the Greeks by calling it a sphere, where it clearly shows it's not a sphere. Day two, it's perverted by saying the earth is not contained, where we clearly know the earth is contained. Okay, so let's carry on with this, because I'd love to get to day four before we go on to something else. Okay. So God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were...
So wait. How can a physical barrier above us, a dome, if you will, also be heaven? I don't understand. Do you have something to say about that, Cuppy? How can a physical dome be itself heaven? Because if we're going to take the words here,
we will get to that closer to the 33-minute mark, where he starts talking about Shemayin and the Hebrew word for heaven. But I will just tell you right now that it does not always denote what he's saying it denotes. Okay,
perfect. Okay, sounds good. Professor Phil Bell says, I have been over gravity so many times, but it just goes over their heads. Yes, that's correct.
The second day. Great, awesome stuff. And God called the firmament, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered up into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and he gathered the waters together and called it seas, and God saw that it was good. Now, I also want to point out to you, people believe that there was a such...
Pause right here. I think we're close to the 28-minute mark.
So right here,
he's awesome. Right here, he starts discussing seas. This goes back to the discussion earlier about water. If he is talking about multiple waters and multiple seas, he could very be easily referring to the ones above and the ones below. So I actually went to the Blue Letter Bible page that he was using. He talks here in a minute about seas being plural, and I was not able to find anything that referenced that seas were always plural like he denotes, like he states. So I think he did a couple of things. I think he looked up the definition of the word that means seas in Hebrew, and then he looked at the English version of it and noted it was plural. So he said, oh, this Hebrew must mean this is plural. Or what I think happened is in a minute, we're going to see him go through some categories and see some subcategories under the word sea and thought, oh, there's more than one thing listed here. So it's plural. So he's just not understanding how to read this web page or how to research what words mean in Hebrew. So a couple years ago for my husband's Christmas gift, I got him a Hebrew English Bible. So it had the English on one side and then it had the Hebrew on the other. And it's been a phenomenal resource for this.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
I really do not think he knows how to read Hebrew or read the Bible in any other way outside of his perception, what he wants it to be.
Well, of course, because I mean, like you said, I mean, you use his own source against him, which that just makes me so happy. All right, here we go.
Thing as Pangea, and they usually reference this, and specifically Globus. They reference this part, 110, the dry land appear and the gathering of the waters equal seas, and they say, oh, this means that Pangea was a thing, and they love pushing this to a old billions.
Yeah, Pangea was one singular piece of land, like, and then throughout the millions of years, it expanded into what we now know as continents. Like, and then there was one sea. There was one ocean because there was one piece of land, one ocean, and then it divided.
But sea can also be used to explain waters, and we understand that there's different types of waters too. Yeah. So what he's actually doing here is we'll skip the aside at 2951 since it kind of came up here. There are so many people who believe in a globe that do not even know Pangea existed. It's not something that was taught for a long time, and people still believe in the globe. I have no problem with him at all saying that God and his all-wise providence laid out the continents as he did. What I do have an issue with him here in reference to Pangea is him categorizing us all into one belief that he does. So he's saying if we believe in Pangea, we don't believe in God. And that's, once again, not true.
No, not at all. Beautiful. All right.
Earth. Total nonsense, poppycock again. And I'm going to explain to you quickly.
Poppycock.
You see this word, seas. Is that seas a singular thing or is it a plural? It's a plural, guys.
There you go.
Let's quickly go to seas.
Yeah,
Yom,
there you go.
Okay? Yom.
This is what you're
Let's see
saying.
what it says. Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Dead Sea, Red Sea, Sea of Galilee, Sea General, Mike River Nile, the sea, the Great Basin of the
and thought, okay, there's more than one thing listed here under the subcategory. So that means the seas has to reference one, or it has to be plural. And that's not how Hebrew works.
No.
And yeah, it's it's just sad.
So
because he's trying and failing, and he's trying to deceive.
So all these seas, are they, hold on, all right, Red Sea, and Arabian Peninsula in Africa, southeast of Egypt, and then we have the Dead Sea. I just want to know, like in biblical times, it's my understanding that
they were different seas.
Judean,
they were not the same sea.
Bordered by Jordan. Like, I just want to know if the Sea of Galilee. Okay, that's pretty obvious. And then the sea in general, the Nile River. So are all these not in the Middle East, or like in the eastern area of of the world where the Bible would have been written?
No, a lot of them are, but then you have like number 7, the sea, the Great Basin, and the Temple Court.
Yeah.
Like, sea is used several different ways, just like the word water is used several different ways. Saying it means one thing without looking at all of the biblical context surrounding it is misreading your Bible.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
The Temple Court, seaward, westward. In other words, it's showing different seas, more than one. Okay? Yom. So when it shows this, if you're trying to claim things like Pangea, you are claiming God saying just one sea. In other words, they're claiming that there's just one huge continent and there's only one sea around this continent, which is nonsense. This is seas.
It's nonsense.
As in many seas, like we have now today, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Pacific, and so forth. There's a reason for this, because God created the earth in a specific manner. And the continents, is just the way God created. He wanted to lay out the certain continents a certain way. So that's just, again, going against what globies today want to believe. It's nonsense. Okay, so then we move.
No, it's not just globies; it's geologists, right? People who study the Earth, and I what I don't understand is how does he explain plate tectonics? Like, how does he explain mountains? Like, oh, I bet we're gonna find out real quick. But
he does not talk about any of that. Sorry to break your bubble.
But it's like how does he, like, mountains were literally formed by plates of, the tectonic plates rubbing into each other, like they and then the whole thing happens. Like, that's over millions of years. Like, that's how it happened. And like, we have the evidence in the science in the research to go with it.
Move on to. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed in itself upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth.
How about the hundreds of species of frog? Where does it say? Where does it say it brings up the hundreds of species of frog?
Brought forth grass and herb, yielding seed after its own kind. Okay, where was that? After its own kind, and yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind, so it was good. Now I want to point out, when God brought out all these seeds instead, when God brought out all these seeds and everything, and he said it was good, that's brilliant, because if you look at the whole of Genesis, everything God said at the end was he saw it was good. Now, we get a lot of the people today that have some hatred for God, so they say, no, he created evil, he's a dictator, he's an evil guy, he's just here to be demented and just make, love to see creation get all, tortured and stuff. No, that's just total nonsense. That's another stream for another day, but that's just based on the fall of man. But I'm going to point out how this also goes against the Babylonian heliocentric belief system. If you believe in the heliocentric belief system, you have to believe, actually, unless you like a very small fringe part that believes in Jungian creationism, which is 7 little days, but even that has its big issues. But let's put it this way. If you believe in the globe and God created the grass and the herbs and the trees and everything before the sun was there, how are you going to have photosynthesis? It's not going to work.
You can go ahead and pause it right here, because this section is probably one of my favorite sections in this entire refutation. So I am willing to concede here the point that God did not need to create the sun and moon to produce light, like he's going to claim here in a little bit. Genesis verse 3 says, "Let there be light," and there was light. Jumping over to verse 5, God called the day light, and the darkness he called night, and there was evening, and there was morning the first day. There needs to be a day-night cycle in order for there to be a full day, and God established that on the first day. There was already light on the first day. God did not need to create the sun and the moon in the fourth day. Sunlight was not needed in order to grow vegetation. Life and light itself comes from God, and he sustains all things, living and non-living, in all times and all places. In a quote from Paul in Acts 17, which he was quoting a Greek scholar from that time period, "In him we live, move, and have our being." So me, as someone who is convinced that we live in a globe that God made, I have no issues with stating that God has sustained life and the life of the plants, the life of everything before the sun and the moon, but God saw to instate them because he saw fit to sustain the world through the light that was provided through him. And in just a moment, in just a little bit, he will completely agree with everything that I just stated and disprove his own claim that he was trying to make.
So what I understand is that his claim is the sun was needed for photosynthesis to occur, for life to occur. But previously he said that God, that there was light on earth, the revolution, between light, day and night. But now he's going to go back and say, that the light that was originally there wasn't the kind that would bring life. Is that am I just misunderstanding?
So what he is saying basically that the heliocentric model says that we cannot have life without the sun and without the moon. But it's really hard to kind of go back and explain it. I think once he says it, you'll understand it. I just wanted to kind of get ahead of it a little bit.
Yeah.
He is saying that we believe as heliocentric believers that we need a sun and a moon to produce light. His claim is since vegetation was made before there was sunlight, that the heliocentric model is wrong.
I got
But
you.
God himself brings life and light, and there is nothing that states that God does not control the sun, he does not control the moon, he gave them light and created them because he saw fit to.
Gotcha.
And Fazoid will say that exact thing in a little bit.
All right, let's listen.
So everything he's trying to disprove, he just disproves himself, and it's just the funniest thing.
Perfect.
Billions and thousands of years or whatever you want it to be. You can't have this happening. You can't have trees being there. You can't have herbs being there, fruits and seeds and things doing anything. There can't really be photosynthesis because there's no sun yet. But as a globe believer, you require the sun, Helios. Remember, that's the life giver according to the Helios belief system. The life giver is Helios, the sun. And without the sun, you wouldn't have the day, like we said. You wouldn't have the fruit and the foods and everything that was needed as they claimed. But thanks to what the Bible says and how God created it, it was a literal one day. So you can have, for instance, let's say you take a pot plant and you got a seed in there, or you got a plant. You can stick it in a cupboard for a week. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to kill it or anything for a week. Now, do you think a day without the sun is going to harm anything God created? No. God just created all of it for when the sun comes. Also note that the light was already there.
Wait.
Yep.
So he's saying that all this stuff, like life and plants and all that stuff, exists without the sun, but he made them so to ready up for the sun to come.
Yes.
All right. I see what you mean. I see what you mean now. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Let's move. I think that. All right. Let's go on. Holy shit. Unless you have something else to add.
Nope, we're good. We can keep on going.
All right. Good.
The light being there could have been the propagation medium for this photosynthesis.
The propagation medium.
Okay, so
the propagation medium.
We go there, years, and then let them be full. And then God said, and that was the evening and the morning, the third day. Now, this is where I want to stop on Genesis because
like you can't just make a claim like that and just move on as if what you said wasn't just the most crazy thing that you've ever said in your life. Like what?
Interesting. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven." Okay, to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. What I love about that
stars
is it's telling you where God put the sun and moon, where he put the stars, and he tells you their purpose. Really, really awesome stuff. Is it saying God put them in space? The same space that violates natural law? No. He says he put them in the firmament. So it's inside.
But
and it says specific where in the firmament.
Earlier.
Yeah. It's so good. Like I'm having so much fun. All right.
There's the firmament of the heaven, so that's Shemayim. That means like the sky. So where the sun and moon are.
Okay, we're gonna take a pause here just real quick.
Yeah.
He threw out a word called Shemayim. That's Hebrew for heaven. So the word heaven does not always denote sky like he is claiming it for me. For example, Paul talks about a man being taken into the third heaven. So we know that there are technically 3 heavens according to the Bible. So there's a pretty good reason to assume not all of those are sky. We discussed earlier that sky is one heaven where God and the angels dwell, and the 3rd heaven is somewhere in between. There is no reason to assume that that in between heaven is not space. Also, when discussing the firmament, he he makes it so confusing here. I don't understand why it cannot mean the entire material reality beyond God. So he talks about it in several different contexts, but the word is used several different ways in reference to heaven, several different times. Now, there was a lot of scripture for that. I can go ahead and find it, but somehow my Google Docs that I had deleted part of it.
Oh no.
So I apologize that I do not have those right now.
Oh, that's that's plenty for right now. Absolutely plenty. Also, really quick, Riley Bow, if you're not gone already, have a good night. I appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate it. All right, so let's continue.
In the sky. And you can see this with observation when you have high altitude balloons, or you could get these fake space missions like the Blue Origin fake space. They go up and they can see the moon and the sun.
I find it so funny he calls it fake space. We had to pause for like 5 or 6 minutes there and just laugh, get the laughs out of our system, my husband and I.
Of course. It's so dumb. Like there's so much that we do in space that like you just can't, at this point you cannot say that it's fake.
Hi. Okay. So it tells you where it is, and based on a globe, that's a contradiction because the globe says there are billions and trillions of miles away.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
No, because you say it's nonsense means that it's nonsense. Okay, all right. Got it, Flazzboy.
On the globe. Okay. And it says, let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven.
Like where, okay, so Copy, can you do me a favor? Can you show me here in Genesis between verses 14 and 20 where it says how far away the stars are? Does it tell us how far away the actual firmament itself is?
See.
I'm not seeing it.
I don't know. It does say for seasons and for years and for days. So
yeah, I'm not seeing.
It doesn't say it anywhere.
I'm not seeing where God says that the lights, that the stars were on top of our persons or whatever. All right, here we go.
Give light upon the earth, and it was so. So we see at nighttime and daytime we have stars, and we have stars that give light upon the earth at night. We have the sun and the moon, which gives light upon the day and night as well. Or whatever. Okay. And God made 2 great lights. The greater light. Sorry, Charles, just asking for code here. But God made 2 great lights. The greater light to rule over the day. That would be the sun, guys. There's an issue here.
Are you sure?
According to the Globies, the sun should have been there already for 4 days, correct? 3 days have passed already. There's been a morning and a night. Why is the sun only being created now? It's impossible because the sun needed to be there for a day, but it's only getting created now. That's simple.
But you said, but Flatsoy just said that on day 1 life was created like that, and then he said, oh well, you have your indoor oregano plants that they can go a day without sunlight. But then 4 days later, after everything on Earth is dead, like the grass and all that kind of stuff is dead because without the sunlight it would die. Anyway, okay.
As you look at this,
he doesn't believe that God sustains all life, and that's part of his very wrong worldview and his very wrong reading of the Bible. So a Christian believes that God sustains life, that he created it, that he sustains it, and that he upholds it. And that reference just does not even pop in Flatzoid's head when he's reading this Bible. So, because he wants to view God through a way that makes, 1, rational sense to him, and 2, a way that God just kind of wants everything to be okay and everything to be what Flazoid wants it to be. And that's not who God is. We've established at the very beginning who God is. We could definitely talk more about the character of God if that was needed, but I don't think that's needed right now.
Right. Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good.
God created the sun and the moon in the fourth day because he made them to rule the light and day. So in other words, where the light was, God said, hang on, let's give this light a ruler. Let's give it a sign. Remember, God made everything for signs and wonders. So he gave the sun the authority over that light. So the light was now coming from the sun. And God was giving the lesser light, yes, not a reflected light of the sun, a lesser light, the moon. Now, this is also why we see the moon in the daytime and nighttime. Because of this, it's also a lesser light. And this is also why you see when it is eclipsed, to say, you still see light off of the moon because it has its own light. Now, that is just something I wanted to point out, that there's another
I don't think we need to go into why that's fucking stupid.
big contradiction to the globe-based religion. Okay, so let's see. Where did I want to show? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's look at through some of ancient civilization.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
They are. Wow, look at all the differences. Wow, we have a concave Earth here on the top left. We have whatever the fuck this is. And then we have the sun doing its own thing with the having sex with another sun. I don't know what that is. Then we have the Mayan calendar. Perfect. Love it. What else do we have? We have a globe, but with a bunch of firmaments. We have one Earth with a firmament. Which one are we going to ascribe to here, Flatzoid?
Belief systems.
He's going to try and hit them all.
If we look through all ancient civilizations, I want you to...
Who didn't have any modern science at all? Who didn't have the Greeks? Right?
I'm going to give you I'm just going to talk for just a couple minutes.
Yeah,
here.
Go ahead.
This is a really silly argument for someone who claims to be a Christian makes. Christians, as a rule, kind of assume that other religions have their own creation myth from a worldview that's not compatible with ours as Christians at all. What he's going to do here is he is making a claim against the Greeks, and he is going to state, because everyone else thought it was this way except the Greeks, and it was clear enough to everyone else that the world was flat. So since everyone else thought the world was flat, other than the Greeks, those who believe in the globe is wrong because everybody else thought that the world was flat.
Love it.
So this claim that he is making, pretty much to summarize it, he is claiming that the Greeks are wrong because everyone else thought the world was flat at the time. So since everyone else thought it was flat, the world must be flat. So, little aside here, this claim reminds me of when people used to think that tomatoes were poisonous. They were classified in the nightshade family, and they were not eaten, and they were not eaten at all. So rumor has it that a man ate a tomato in full view of public to prove that it wasn't poisonous. And when he didn't die, tomatoes started to be consumed more. So everyone assumed something until it was proven otherwise, like in the tomato story and like in the flat earth. The Greeks were able to prove that the earth was not flat, and the flat earth belief started to die. Right here, this is the important part. He is making a point based on assumption through history, not observation through history.
I love it. It's so good. Also, something that I'm also noticing here is that the thing that I thought was a Mayan calendar, which is not, it says the sphere of the world. Over here, two pictures later, we have the sphere of probably the world. And then we have down here as well, let me pull out Bigfoot stick here. We also have the sphere. And then the next picture over, the sphere. I wonder what the rest of that title is. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of spheres mentioned in the ancient civilization beliefs of the Earth's shape. So lots of spheres going on here. So I just want to point that out real quick.
Kind of just look through and think which one is the odd.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the sphere of the world, the shape of the Earth, which is like an alligator looking thing. Okay, go on.
Which one is the odd one out?
None of them. We have the shape of the let's see, geodesic probably the shape of the earth, globe again. Plato was right. Plato. Let's see.
Sammy McBride, yes, that's exactly what was said.
Did you just say Bigfoot stick? Yeah. This is. Oh, well, you had to be there for the Bigfoot stream. I had a Bigfoot debunking stream. It was coined Bigfoot stick. All right.
Let's see. I don't know. Something looks odd about this sphere popping up.
All right, why are you just rushing through everything? Let's see. All right. All right.
Well, he's rushing through everything because most of it doesn't fit his worldview.
Yes, of course. Let's see.
Well,
hold on. Hang up.
The best way to go.
Flat Earth conspiracy. Nothing in the titles, but I'm sure that if we actually read any of this stuff, then it'd be
because this meme practically is the best way to.
I'm sorry to admit that I did not take the time to read all of these images and to Google all of these things. I didn't think it was necessary or a good use of my or y'all's time.
No, it's fine. But I love that he is defaulting to the one meme that is amongst all the Facebook groups. Like, this is the one thing that he's going to choose, not the sphere of the world, not any of the sphere of the worlds, not even the first square and stationary Earth where it shows a concave Earth. He's going to pick this one thing.
Everything together to look at it. Open image, a new tab, and we can look at all the ancient civilizations. By the way,
like how dishonest do you have to be to just go with a meme?
Good to see everybody's just popped in. You guys rock. Really appreciate it. A stationary enclosed. This up here, and the Egyptians here. This is based on a stationary enclosed flat plane. The Norse, there's the Nordics, they believe the Earth is in like an egg, but with a stationary flat Earth disk, and they have the underworld and the heavens above with the tree of life in the center, which is flat Earth.
I'm going to pause it right here.
Yep, this is right on point. We're 2 seconds away from your next timestamp.
I don't really have much of a biblical claim here. I just want to say what he's saying here is wrong. He is calling that the tree of life, and that is not how the tree of life is represented. What the picture he's using, it's actually Yggdrasil, and that is the world tree. The world tree is what the Norse believed contained all the different realms, and they kind of branch off. So each branch is kind of a different realm. It has nothing to do with the tree of life. It has nothing to do with Christianity, and he just does not understand what he is looking at.
Very well said. Perfect. I love it.
The Hindus, exactly the same, but on a turtle's back, holding the earth up with elephants. That's, this is like the people try and use the Hindus' belief system to kind of make fun of all flat earthers. When you see the flat earth and on the,
because it's as relevant as whatever you think is Flatsword.
On the backs of elephants, which is on the back of a turtle, which is floating through space. This is where they get from. But the point is, all this is still enclosed, and it's a flat stationary Earth. The Mayans, the same thing, mostly more like the Norse, where they believe we're in like a flat disc enclosed in like an egg-shaped thing. The Incas, the same. The Navajos, the same. And
Navajo? Did you just come up with Navajo? You fucking asshole.
He did. I'm going to keep you paused here right
for sure
now, because the next one's at 39:27 anyway. Mm-hmm. So he is claiming that all of these animistic cultures have a view that the earth is flat. But a lot of these cultures, if you look into them, the flat earth is actually sitting on top of something like a turtle, or is alive, or it's a god. So I'm trying to figure out in my head, which I've not been able to do, how he is claiming that the earth is flat while believing these things that these animistic non-Christian cultures believed, that the world was held up by a god or by a turtle.
Oh, so good. And I love how it also shows the Greek, when the Greeks were the were the ones who are moving on.
The Greeks are the opposite. They believe we sit on some sphere floating in space. Really weird. The Hebrews believe we're in a closed plane system that was based on what just read in Genesis.
Wait, what?
And they're just having all these just play over. But the Greeks, these are the ones that decided, hang on, guys, I don't want to believe thing that every civilization shows through history, what all, how can I put it, all observation through history shows. Let's be different. Let's say this. Oh, what's going on here? Why is it showing that? Let's be different. Let's show this. Let's say this is reality. Why? What's the
That's an actual space picture of the Earth from space. So
reason for this?
So here, he is trying to make a point, once again, based on assumption through history, not through observation through history. So once again, he is saying that since everybody assumed the world was flat, that the world must be flat. Later in this 40-minute mark, he is going to try and use mathematics to refute mathematics. So he once again is choosing when and how to apply some logic. But we are debating the biblical view, not math, thankfully. So I'm not going to discuss that any further.
Perfect. All right, let's. Yeah, it's Navajo. That's like saying La Jala. Sorry.
Like we brought up earlier, the reason for this is because the moon is round, so the Earth must be round too. First of all, are circles round? Yes, circles are round. Are circles spherical? No, they're not. But again, they presumed the sphere of the moon to be a sphere, so they just claimed it to be so, and they presumed the Earth also has to be spherical because of the moon. Kind of odd. So they also offered arguments of a spherical Earth based on observation of the moon. Okay, and the Hellenistic astronomy, this was the 3rd century BC, they established the sphere shape as a physical fact and began calculating the Earth's circumference. So how did they establish it was perfect? They didn't. They claimed it to be so. So they looked at, for instance, the sun, and they look at angles, which require the Earth to be flat, by the way. And then they claimed idiocy, like the sun's rays.
Angles do not require the Earth to be a flat shape. I don't understand. I have no words other than that for this section.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. It's what a goofy thing to say. Just another reason to say F you for fuckzoid. Yeah, there we go. Yo, Lauren! How long ago was that? Lauren, for 48 months. Oh my god. That's 4 fucking years!
That's wonderful. Way to support the channel.
Yo, thank you so much, Lauren, for that. I cannot wait until August when we all hang out again. I'm so stoked. We're doing what's called streamer camp, but we changed the name of it. I forget what we named it to, but it's where a bunch of us from Twitchies go hang out and go camping. A lot of time, a lot of fun.
Twitchies, you consider yourself a Twitchy? You don't ever read Twitch chat. No, Andy does.
LOL. Well, when I do my gaming content, I'm a Twitchy.
I'm sorry, that was mean. I apologize.
No. I you know what? I would love to. I'd love to talk about the history of the Mike over IP. Mike plays games 19. Mike plays games 19 times, and then after the 19 times, I changed over to Mike over IP. Then Mike over IP changed to the Drunk Debunk show. It's like an evolution in the last 5 years of the channel, and then prove to me that evolution doesn't exist. There we go. All right. Anyway.
Are not divergent out of the source, it comes in parallel. And when they look at the ground and they take this angle measurement, the only measurement they take, they then calculate a circumference off of that. This is why we call them Eratosthenes, because it's Aristophanes, apparently, a figure that they claim existed who did this, has no documentation he ever existed. Because if you look through Aristophanes and you look at anything of his works, it doesn't exist, because all his works were burnt down, apparently, in the Library of Alexandria, Great Britain.
Okay, now so he's saying that there's no proof that Aristophanes actually existed. And I apologize, I'm blinking so much, like I'm itching my eyes. I am really suffering from allergies right now. I apologize. So really quick, is there any proof that let's say Luke existed from the Bible?
Yeah. There's
other than the Bible.
Tons of other than the Bible. There's other historical accounts, yes.
All right, fair enough. All right. I wasn't saying that to be facetious. I just want to know.
Mike, respectfully, you look like you're getting kind of rough. If we want to end things here and continue, I am more than happy with that. It's getting close to my bedtime anyway, and I know you might have to work tomorrow, even though G is sick.
Yeah, all right.
So
yeah,
I'm good with.
Honestly, Cuppy, I thought it was not even 11 o'clock yet, and it's midnight. So we have a little bit left to go over. Now, what I want to know, if you're up for coming back, and then because we're at 41:55, your last timestamp is 49:14, so we have just a little bit left of this video to go over. Would you be willing to come back, but then after you finish, you stay on and we watch something together and we make fun of it?
That would be fantastic. I am more than happy to do that.
All right, so let's shoot for Tuesday. Are you down for Tuesday?
Tuesday, I actually have plans that evening. I do apologize.
Wednesday? Like, you tell me. You know what? You tell me, and then we'll yep.
Wednesday works great.
All right, perfect. All right, so we're gonna continue this on Wednesday, guys. Again, Cuppy, I can't appreciate you enough for coming on here and absolutely destroying from the get go for Catzoid, and I appreciate you coming on. I know that this was something that's been in the works for a little bit, and I'm glad that we finally got it to work. And Cuppy, do you just want to give a sign off until next time?
Oh, no, you can go ahead and do it, sweetie.
Yeah.
It was so nice to be on here. I really appreciated your and Chat's kindness. I absolutely love this community. Everybody is so kind and so welcoming to everybody who's not a flat earther and stupid about it. So just thank you all so much for all of your kind words. I really do love you all. You are so wonderful.
Beautiful. And I'm glad that you stumbled across my page months ago on Twitch. And I'm glad to have you part of the community, Cuppy, and I look forward to talking with you further. Oops. Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye, Cuppy. We'll talk to you later. All right. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. We're gonna call it there. I did not realize it was fucking midnight. Holy shit! Time flies when you're having fun, guys. It's a lot of fun being here, but like honestly. What day is it? Thursday? Yeah, I'm probably gonna be staying home tomorrow night or tomorrow again with G. Because he's still really sick, but he's on meds. He's taking it okay, and he just won't take his nebulizer. But you know, he's scared of it. Yes, we love Cuppy, guys. If we can all put in chat, we love Cuppy. Will Flatzoid see this? If not, what's the point? So the point is that we are informing the people who are watching. Okay, there's been 600 views of this video. There will be hundreds more people who watch this video, and if we can expose the fact that Flatzoid is a liar, contradicts himself, doesn't know what he's talking about. Just uses his own references against himself, and just sees it and uses it as he sees fit. That's important for people to know, especially for people who are on the edge of, is this someone who I can trust? Blah blah whatever. Take this information and do what you will with it. This is Cuppy she like at the beginning she says her credentials and knowing what is going on. She's been in part of multiple religions, multiple belief structures, and but she knows enough to be able to sit down, watch the video, go over what the words actually mean and how to interpret them. But also understands that interpretations differ, but one interpretation is not better than the other, and that's what Flatzoid's all about. Like Flatzoid's interpretation is the only interpretation, therefore anybody who thinks otherwise is wrong. That's not the way that it should be looked at, and that's why multiple religions exist. It's all, it's not just cut and dry, black and white. But you I don't know. That's just my take on it. It's just not. It's just this is about exposing liars like Flatzoid, exposing, the truth as you might see it. We love Cuppy. Flatzoid hates Flatzoid hates Cuppy. Well, we shall find out, because we'll see if he comments on this video. If he wants to take Cuppy and her husband on in a debate. She's already said that she's all for it. So yeah, wait, multiple religions. I didn't know that. She accepted that one religion was wrong, so she switched by hating, and that's why I didn't watch, because what if are liars? So I implore that you do watch the beginning when she introduces herself and states her intentions, because that's very important. Is to know where she's coming from, and her belief structure, and how she developed her belief structure, which is all very important. Now, if you're absolutely 100% welcome to disagree, have your own thoughts, and that's what makes us human. And I just the respect is the most important thing. Yeah, so that's like, you guys are super respectful, super nice. We love Cuppy. Cuppy's a great part of the community here. So that's where that's the most important thing. We all understand that we have different beliefs, and that's what makes us all amazing. But I am going to end it there, guys. We are going to we're going to end it on this video this music that Icy Spin dropped, that I so lovingly fucked up, and we'll go with that. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys saying this. It was a great stream. I agree. Cuppy is just a sweetheart. So we're gonna leave it there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Is Friday night, right? Tomorrow's Friday. So hopefully some ghosts going on tomorrow night if Grayson allows. And we're going to Tune. Okay. Tune's live. I didn't know Tune was live. So we are going to do a Tune raid, edit, customization, redirect, and we're going to go to MC Tune. Witsit gets rusted. Perfect. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to send you guys over there after this song. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. We're gonna go to Muck Tune. All right, good night, guys.
Transmission initiated from southern Texas.
Stephen Keegan McKeegan, Esquire speaking. The lie's too big and Mikey.
We need you.
You're right, space is a hoax, the stars are glued, those twinkling jokes. No satellites, no cosmic quest, just camera tricks and national unrest. They never left, it's all a set. We saw your vids, we know your threat. The lawsuit's coming, we're hedging bets. We'll pay you millions, hush the tapes, before the world escapes the shape. The truth, flatten the fate. Mikey paused, confused and wired. That's Nicktoon's voice, all re-inspired. This voice is fake, I know that tone. Wrong again, leave it alone. Shh, we know the truth. Space is fake, and Mikey knows. With Baidu's and a phone, he caught the shows. No telescopes, no rocket flares, just holograms and high-altitude layers. 67 million on the line, gold bars down as a pre-signed fine. Stephen Keegan McKeegan came to buy the silence, dodge the blame. Space is fake, they bought the take. From Regina's seat in Saskatchewan, he's suing hard with legal plans. The CSA betrayed us all, he's breaking through their concrete wall. Vlad streams live on the Foundry stage. Mikey mocks with offline rage. Angela Blacklight call him lame. Vlad just grins and plays the game. Rent-free Foundry flame. He's got receipts, he's got the shot. His galaxy Baidu's the smoking plot. McKeegan called, voice calm and sly. Take the deal or let truth fly. Out in don't be loud. Space is fake, and stars don't shine, they're just projections, cleanly timed. No moonwalk boots, no solar wind, just budget cuts and classified spins. From Regina to Southern Texas files, he's shaking satellites for miles. Stephen Keegan McKeegan, suit and tie, so let's keep this secret before they pry. Bars, vault cars, hush the sky. You're close, just stay discreet. Before you post, let's make it neat. You win, you're right, don't sue, just sign. We'll pay your rent through 2049. We know it's flat, here's your check, hush the chat. Space is fake, this much is true. With every frame, the cracks break through. McKeegan came to end the show, but Mikey's still on live stream glow. His galaxy lens, the mighty blade, cuts through lies the globe brigade made. No scope, no dome, just firmament sky, and 67 million reasons not to comply. Don't take the deal, make 'em squeal. Stephen Keegan McKeegan, Esquire, from the Canadian Space Agency, keeping space fake. Space is fake, and now they know Mikey knows.